All right, I'm doing an open mic night. Open mic night. Do-do-do-do. We're gonna have a live Q&A. I'm gonna be dropping the link several times. Let me copy it to the clipboard real quick. Let's see, guest, invite guest, copy. All right, post comment. Let me just double check. I'm gonna post this twice. I feel like I've messed up the first time. Let's just double check here. Okay, no, I didn't. All right. So this is gonna be an open mic night. The people that are more familiar with me are gonna be like the targeted individual community. That's the people I have beef with. The people that have beef with me. So here's the deal. I'm just gonna be talking, inviting guests onto the panel that come on, and if they don't, just gonna delete the stream. Anybody got any comments, criticisms, anything you want to fucking get off your chest? Now's the time, because I'm not going to be doing these pretty much ever again. Okay, so you got all this shit to say about me. Let's hear it. Let's come onto the chat. Let's talk. You want to claim I'm a fake targeted individual? Let's talk. Voice chat is open. Voice chat is open. So it's going to take some time for people to kind of get notifications and come in here. But all you perps, all you CIA agents, you hackers, now is your chance. There's a reason why I'm doing this. It's my last night at the hotel. I'm on the public Wi-Fi. Go ahead and hack all you want. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Got all of my bags packed. I'll give you a little view here, how I've been living for a little bit. So I'm out on the streets tomorrow. Just kidding. But this whole experiment, this shit's over. I've been renting cars, paying for hotels, doing DoorDash, working jobs. And that shit just catches up to you after a while. So perfect opportunity for me to have a voice chat. Voice chat's open. Nerve Gorilla, if you want to come in here, let's talk. You know, there's a reason why I haven't been joining people's chats. Not that anybody wants me, but Nerve Gorilla always for 3 years straight. You know, I don't understand how a fucking grown man in his 40s for 3 years straight, 2 years straight, I should be more precise on the time. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years, has all the free time in the world for me to go to his fucking hacker link. Okay. But when I have an open chat, watch, Ghost Town, it's not coming. So this isn't really about me talking about myself, my content. It's to field questions. It's a Q&A. Because people will sit here and make a million videos. There's one thing I do agree with Nerve Gorilla on is like, if you got a problem with someone, get in their fucking chat, hash it out. It's usually not as bad as you think. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like I'm not a real targeted individual, I'm not going to have a screaming match with anybody. I want to hear you precisely why. Because people will, this is kind of one of the main themes, but you can kind of ask me anything that's not personal, like, oh, show me your fucking ball sack. I'm not going to be doing that, right? You shave your gooch, like, go show me. If you're gonna sit here for years just claiming I'm the perp, I'm a fake TI, come in the chat, let's talk, explain your process, your thinking process. I'll explain my thinking process and we'll hash it out. Like, I just don't understand making a million videos on someone. Now, I used to do that, but again, I'm not condoning anything I did. I was going through a rough time in my life where I was like making fun of people. And yeah, it was fucking funny. Other targeted individuals and things like that. So if that's your excuse for calling me a perp, you know, usually perps don't sit here and have an open voice chat for you to like discuss that. They're just going to keep perping you and move on. But one thing I'm realizing is that most of these people that we're calling perps, myself included, are just regular people that have disagreements with you or don't agree what you think gang stalking is or something. So I don't do that shit anymore. I don't call out people as agents, perps. That was all entertainment-based shit. So yeah, got the link in the chat. It's a safe link. You know, I don't know shit about hacking. I took in the beginning of what I assume is gang stalking. I took a network security class. I was trying to get a CCNA. But I literally, even with taking that class, I stopped taking it after like maybe a few months. It was just like over my head at the time. I might try to do it again. But even with taking that class, I know fucking virtually nothing about networks, hacking. Like I don't even know how to hack anybody. So I'm the one that's vulnerable here. Okay. I don't think StreamYard you can really, I mean, I believe I might have been hacked through it, but I don't know. I don't believe that it's really that unsafe. But again, I'm not trying to force anybody to come in here. But we got a handful of content creators that might not show up, but it's time to just fucking drop this shit. You know, as far as people calling me a fake target, I talk about I made a couple gang stalking videos lately, but if you want to call me a fake target, like, it's a little late for that. I'm not focused on like proving gang stalking, proving I'm a TI. Like I'm making other content. You can like it or you can hate it, but let's see if we got any guests or anything. I don't think so. But yeah, that's what all I'm saying is, yeah, lately I've been making a little bit of gang stalking content just because, I feel like it's everyone's right to, if you're really going through this or if you believe you're going through it. I don't agree with making your whole channel about it. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I'm opening this chat up to Strongest Boss or Immaterial Man, Targeted Patton, anybody else that wants to fucking join. Because the reason why I'm doing this, I'm being transparent, okay? And I'll be honest with you people, like I'm not talking about specifically those two people. Like there's a lot of people that do this. What they do is they copy me, they steal my ideas, and then they turn around and act like they're not doing that and like get mad at me, act like I pretty much didn't come up with that idea. Like the way they're even doing their channels is because they saw my channel first. Okay, have I done that? Yeah, of course. Being influenced by someone, right? Like I used to look up to YouTubers back in the day, a couple years ago. Not like as superheroes, but it's like, damn, like I like your content. Like I'm not emulating you or anything, but I would never just copy someone, shit on that person that I copied, and then act like fucking nothing's happening. Like and just fucking like disrespect that person and shit, act like they're fucking nobodies. Like I just don't understand that shit. It just makes you look weak as hell. Like you look fucking like a little fucking bitch, influence little fucking punk kid or some shit. So what they do is they'll copy me, steal me, because I do have some good ideas. Like I'm not perfect or anything, but when no one's, this is where I strive. When no one's doing nothing, like I stand out because I'm semi unique. I mean, I'm not the most exciting person at all. I don't believe so. I'm not the most social person, but this is what these people do is these are people in their 30s and 40s. They'll copy me, laugh at my jokes, copy my jokes. But this is what they do as a defense mechanism. Instead of giving me the credit, and it's not just a couple handful of people, instead of giving me the credit, they just fucking, they know what they're doing. They know that like they're copying my swag, copying my style. So they have to just shit on me to like, oh, I can't let him know that I'm copying him, that I secretly admire him. I just can't let him know that or I admire his work. So I'm just going to treat him like shit. So like they'll say things like, "Oh yeah, I think his content's funny and this and that, but he's a perp and he's a bad person and this and that." Like, come on, dude. You don't have to like me. You can talk shit. That's not what's bothering me. The thing that's bothering me is that you copy what I'm doing, and then you fucking like. There's a track record of people stealing my ideas, like legit fucking famous people too. Like I don't like talking about it because it just sounds crazy, and it happens to other people too. Like I'm not the only person. Like famous celebrities and things will copy off of regular people because they're running out of ideas, and that regular person had a good idea at that time. Okay, like their whole business is I come up with new ideas and innovations, and they're running out. These people have teams of people, like, so it happens on the large scale and on the small scale. So what am I doing? Okay, yeah, you have all this shit to say about me. Come in the chat. I'm not even a person that's gonna argue, yell, fucking even say negative comments. Like I'll sit here and have a conversation with you. But these people are fucking cowards, man. These aren't 20-year-olds doing this shit. These people are 30 and 40 years old acting like fucking kids, dude. So another psyop when it comes to me personally. Like I have to be perfect. Like, so I'll give you an example. Like I'm good at editing videos. I'm not the best. I'm good at making like creative content. I'm not the best. But since I'm not perfect, I can't get any credit. You know, I have to get shitted on. I have to be absolutely perfect. I'm talking about like 10 out of 10 looks, making the videos, doing 100 pull-ups, 500-pound bench press, fucking 30, 40, 50 women a night, and living in 10 mansions. Then I can get the credit from some lowlife that's stealing from me. Like, oh, okay, finally, I'll finally say that you're okay, I guess. Like, dude, it just makes like I don't think I'm better than anyone, and I'm not claiming to be, but it just makes me like people see that shit, bro. Like people aren't stupid. They see you acting like a little kid. So people will bring up stuff like, oh, you used to make fun of people and shit like that. There's a difference between making fun of someone negatively and using comedy and being lighthearted with it and actually making people laugh. That's an actual talent. So again, I'm not saying I'm fucking breaking any new ground on anything I'm fucking doing here. You know, everything that I do, like I learned it from someone else. But the only thing is I admit it. I admit that I learned this shit from someone else, like the 33 Pythagorean numerology that no one's talking about. I didn't come up with that. I learned that from someone else. Now I put my own spin on it with the artwork and things like that and the video editing. Back in the day, if someone's talking about that, it would be like some grainy fucking 480p Nokia phone filming a computer monitor. And the guy's giving good information, but it just wasn't good quality stuff. I brought production value to it. Like I'm making conspiracies into like a business here, but I'm also honest about the conspiracies and say I don't know. Like I'm just kind of making shit up. I'm just going. That's what a conspiracy is. Like the conspiracy means there's a mainstream narrative, and someone finds out the hidden narrative, and they're finding the little breadcrumbs leading to the hidden narrative. Doesn't mean they know anything, but it means like yeah, there's a potential of a hidden narrative behind this shit. So again, I'm gonna drop the link. Drop the link twice. Voice chat's open. Usually, since I'm a smaller channel, it's going to take time for people to find this. I probably should have put gang stalking in the title. I wonder if I can do that still. I don't think I want to. I just want to keep it, you know, it doesn't really matter. I've done this with gang stalking TIs. Okay. And I talk in that fashion because I don't consider myself a gang stalking TI like I used to. Okay. I'm just way too honest to be that because my gang stalking has died down. I'm going through so much shit right now that I'm not even blaming it on the gang stalking, like not being able to afford a hotel room, you know, all that shit. So being in massive amounts of debt from renting cars and fucking other shit that happened before that. None of that shit I blame on gang stalking. Like most TIs would be like, everything is because of gang stalking. Like they just, it's easy to do that. I'm not saying that they might really think that, but it's easy to blame it and not decipher what's gang stalking, what's a organized harassment, and what's bad luck and stuff that snowballs into bad situations. See, I've been through a lot of bad shit. Now, I'm not saying like that bad. I've been through stuff in life before gang stalking. And usually it's a result of something you're doing. Okay. Like my friend, he was selling weed, this like rich white kid. And he was like, oh, come in the car, blah, blah, blah. Like he was trying to have like protection. He was making like a big ass weed sale. So he gets there and another rich white kid fucking robs him that's high on perks, on opiates, fucking points guns at his head and robs him for all his weed. He didn't have the weed weighed out, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that guy could have like fucking shot me or something. But what I'm saying is I made the choice to get in that car. Like there was something telling me not to go. Like I didn't feel like going. But see, that's a bad situation. It has nothing to do with gang stalking. Like that stuff happens. I don't sit here and blame shit on gang stalking. Okay. So still waiting. It's gonna take a while probably to get our first little biter here. But I'm one of the reasons I'm having this, I just want to have an open chat, have someone come in. The main reason is like, dude, if you're talking all this fucking shit, I'd rather get this shit over with now. Come in the chat, yell at me, give your points. That's not gonna offend me. I'm a person on the internet. There's nothing I can really do. Maybe make a video about you, which I'm not even into that shit anymore. If you notice, I don't do that shit anymore. Like, yeah, recently I did targeted patent and Andros because, but I'm not like my whole content is making diss videos, calling people fake or whatever, or just making fun of people. Like there's other content. But yeah, man, like it just shows that these people are fucking cowards though. Like just come in the chat and fucking tell me why I'm a bad person. Like instead of fucking being secretive, making these little videos and things like that, come in and tell me what I'm doing wrong. You won't do it, will you? So a reason I haven't been doing the open chats is because I literally have been working 7 days a week. I don't even want to talk about what I've been going through. I'm not complaining. I really have no complaints about it because my job wasn't that fucking hard. But I was working like literally 7 days a week. I probably had 4 days off the last month or the last year, 4 or 5 days off total. But again, it's not that bad, One thing that I learned is hard work and I made the most money I ever made because of that. And it forced me to do that because I'm the type of person that I try to live comfortably, try to have a work-life balance. Like I'm not really worried about making a lot of money, but at least I know I can now if I need to. And it motivates you to find better jobs, all that stuff. So, but the only thing with my situation, I was literally spending $800 to $900 a week on a car and a roof over my head. That doesn't include eating or anything like that. So another thing I learned is how to fucking eat for like very little money. Like you could pretty much eat very good for like food. I believe is the biggest waste of money because you're buying little things of food. If you're getting ripped off on every single item that you're buying, like let's say you can go to Food Line and buy something for $3 and you're going to Winn-Dixie and buying something for like $6 that costs $3. Like if you do that all the fucking time, yeah, over time it doesn't seem like much, but it's not like a lot of money coming out your fucking pocket. If you can afford it, you can afford it. But if you're you have to save money to get to a different level financially. You cannot, the first thing you need to control is your spending. If you're trying to get to the next financial level, like you'll never get anywhere if you fucking have bad spending habits. So that's what I mean by that. See, we talk about vast array of knowledge. I know my voice is deep, monotone. Some people don't fucking like it, so it takes away from like a normal person with a normal voice can say boring shit and like you'll be interested in it more. I could be saying the most exciting shit, but since I'm monotone, like that's I'm not really monotone, but I don't have any problem with my voice. But people try to,
well, you don't sound like a fucking mouse. You don't sound like you swallowed a mouse.
See, like there's many criticisms about what I go through. Like I don't criticize people for who they are. In the past, I did some shit calling people fake targets and talking about what they said and brought up their lies for some of them, or what I thought were lies at least. And then I would expose their lies, and then they'll be like, "Whoa!" They didn't like that. Like no one has exposed a lie on here, and I'm not acting like I'm super honest. I'm not a glass house on here. I don't tell you everything about myself. This is probably the most personal I've ever gotten about myself in 4 years on YouTube. Just like talking about what I've been through. Everything was always about putting out content for other people to enjoy, right? Because I do appreciate, I'm not seeking attention, but I'm not on here to get 0 views. Like there's a reason why I make videos. I appreciate people that like my content. I try to gear my content to to accommodate what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like I make my own content, but if I'm making something I like and no one else likes it, just because you don't like it, I'm gonna stop making it. Okay, like it's not about attention, but there's a reason why you're on YouTube, and it's not to get zero views, zero traction. Like again, I said this before, it's like a blessing to have this. Where else can you go build yourself up where you can reach 100 people? Like you can't really do that on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're talking about you put out a message and 100 people can come listen to your message. Like what if you have an important message? What if you have something that's a breakthrough in technology or something that could help a lot of people? Like that's what the blessing is of having a YouTube channel. But a lot of the people in the targeted individual community, they get upset that nobody watches their shit or cares when it's just them venting. I'll be honest, even for me included, I'm talking because I've researched this shit from like watching a lot of people's channels. Yeah, at one point, almost all of us that were posting were going through some heavy gang stalking. But almost everyone I hear talking about said it's either died down or stopped. So maybe that's because we brought awareness to it that they had to pull back a little bit and change things up. Who knows? But to dedicate an entire channel to gang stalking, and it's not like the aggressive happening every day type of gang stalking, you're not going to get a lot of attention because the standard of making this content back in the day, I'm not talking about myself, I'm just talking about the standard. Like if you look at a most targeted citizen or something, is you get gang stalked every fucking day and you can film it every day. Otherwise, like there's no real reason to talk about it. If it's like once every month or something, even if it's happening once a month and you're filming it once a month, like, is it really that fucking bad? Like, I'm just speaking from experience. And again, I'm not discrediting anybody. I believe in almost everybody's testimony. Yeah, anybody that has a testimony, I've always believed in. Anybody that sat here and explained themselves, like I always believed that they went through something. I never just said, oh, well, they have a testimony, it's not happening. What does that do exactly, though? I just don't understand that shit. Now, other people I've called out, which isn't right that I did it. Like, yeah, like, bro, you have no testimony. If I ask you questions about it, you try to lie and evade the questions. So if I'll ask you a specific question, like, what are your tactics? Like frantically, like just saying nonsense. And I'm like, no, like, what do you get? Do you get red shirts, one headlights, pins, helicopters, planes? Like they won't answer it because I'm not saying they're lying, but some of those people are mentally ill. Like a lot of the people that joined my chat to give their testimony, I thought they were perps, but they were mental. They're telling me they're schizophrenics and shit. Like they were telling me. So that's not who I was trying to attack. When I was making content calling people fake, it was because I thought they were fake. Like literal, like I was brainwashed from actually watching this content. I didn't know at the time, but I literally thought because of people like Targeted Tony. I'm not trying to blame other people, you know, I'm responsible for my own actions. But people like Targeted Tony and shit coming on, speaking loudly, having this big platform, saying, "Oh, everyone's a perp." Like I believe that shit. I didn't always call out perps and things like that. At least in the beginning, when I first came on. Like I told you, my focus was like I literally thought it was the FBI, and I thought it was fucked up that this shit could happen. So a lot of my videos were attacking like the FBI, trying to call them pencil dicks and things like that. That was the first people I attacked on the channel, if you remember. Like I legit predicted a shooting, a mass shooting, because back in those days on those Freemasonic dates, like March 3rd, 3/3, or 2/2, there would be some type of mass event where people were getting, I was noticing that pattern. So I made a video saying, oh, on this date, like they're gonna have something, and they had the King Supers shooting in, I don't know what state that was in, but it was at a King Supers, but it was on 3/3. I have the video on my hard drive. Like everything I say on here, I'm not claiming, if I'm coming on here claiming I know everything and I'm the master of knowing about the Illuminati and all their tricks and things, and everyone else is dumb, yeah, then you say, yeah, you're full of shit, like blah, blah, blah. Everything I've claimed that I made some type of claim, I have a video on it from that date when I claimed that Owen Benjamin was fucking watching my YouTube videos on a private channel that was just for me, so I could watch it on my phone. Like, I was new to video editing, and I was making videos like fucking the videos I make, but with Owen Benjamin in it. I have them. Like, I have the videos, I have the timestamps. They're from 2018. Like, it's not a new video. Like, I can show you the dates. It doesn't confirm what I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to believe everything I say. But when I make a claim like that, it's not made up. I'm not making shit up, dude. It's based on fucking real tangible stuff you can look at. You can come to your own conclusion, but that's what I'm doing. And I know I'm just doing this live stream on a whim. I've been pumping out the non-tent lately. I'm kidding. I'm popping out, content no one's gonna fucking click on. It's not non-tent because you might not like the video. It's not non-tent. There's a subject. It's different subjects. But I'm pumping out the non-tent today. I'm sitting. I have no car, so it doesn't really matter. I always have a plan to get out of situations, even when I'm in massive amounts of debt. Fucking living better than most people. Like, there's people with money in their pocket that fucking have nothing, so it's all right. File chapter 11, you start over. That's all it is. We live in a beautiful country that's falling apart, but it's a beautiful country where you can get a second chance. They have built things built into the system where you can have a second chance. So let me highlight. Maybe this will help people. That's probably why people aren't clicking. All right, so the link is in the chat. This is for all the people that fucking will sit here and make videos calling me a fake target or a perp or an agent. Come into the chat. Let's fucking discuss it. You can make your claims. I'll let you talk first. Of course, they're never going to come in here, dude. They don't have anything to say. This is why I'm even addressing this shit. It's because these people lie so fucking much, man. Like, these people lie so fucking much, dude. That's why, I allude that they're perps. You're dedicated to lying, discrediting me for years. Years, dude. Years. So, come in the chat. Discredit me to my fucking virtual face right now.
I'm sitting at my kitchen table and
Links in the chat. I'm not sitting here all fucking night. But don't get it twisted, man. These people will not come in here and fucking. I know people are busy. They might not feel like talking. They might be with their families and things like that. But they won't fucking come in here, dude. Another thing that these fucking low lives do is they watch all my content, act like they don't watch all my content, make this video, sneak diss me. Like, that's been going on for a fucking long time. Like, we have people, I don't know if it's the program, okay? I'm not going to assume that. We have people that literally for years, I'm not making this up, 1.5, 2 years, will do a counter video to what I'm doing or saying about the topic of gang stalking. Only gang stalking. Only the government conspiracy known as gang stalking. That's the only fucking time they'll do that. So that's going to be kind of the topic because it kind of baffles my mind. It truly baffles my mind how nobody in this community can say, hey, Broken Matrix is a real TI. Like, if someone were to ask you that was a skeptic, who are the real TIs? You wouldn't say anybody. Like, I just find that fucking suspicious, dude. Well, one of the reasons I feel like people don't do that is because you can't point at anybody that has fucking evidence. And for me personally, I guess if you pointed to my channel, you would see a bunch of comedy and meme videos that make me look like a non-serious target. So it doesn't help to point me. Like, I understand that. I'm not showing my face. I get it. But there's an element of brainwashing when it comes to gang stalking and learning about the conspiracy. It is some type of mind game. I've already discussed that it makes you blame innocent people, which further digs a hole for you mental health wise. Like you're digging a hole for yourself, just innocently accusing people of accusing innocent people. Like you can't be innocently accusing, but you can accuse innocent people of fucking acts that they're doing. So back in the day, people were sensitized to different stimuli. So things like red shirts. So red shirts, one headlights. And that's something I was getting was the one headlights. I never really got the red shirt thing, but I was getting the one headlights heavily. The one headlights, I mean, I'll just give you the volume of one headlights I was getting. Like normally, it doesn't happen now. So I'll give you the volume I get now. I'll drive by like 1,000 cars if I were to put a number on it and see a one headlight, and that's not gang stalking. Maybe see two of them. I looked up the percentages. It's like 2% of cars have it. That doesn't mean it's signed. That's on Google. Have a one headlight up. But at the peak of it, like I've seen, it would be, let's say cars are coming in groups of 20, right? Driving by busy roads. Out of that 20, it would be an automatic 2 or 3 were one headlight. I'm not exaggerating. And it's just like you're driving, I'm driving, delivering, and I'm seeing them like every 10 cars. I mean, when you hear the stuff online too, in conjunction of seeing that, like you're going to come to the conclusion. It's one of the criteria I use to claim I was a victim of gang stalking. Now, looking back at it, that's stupid. But the even if it's not gang stalking, I still believe it's some type of phenomenon. Let's say gang stalking doesn't exist. The amount of one headlights I saw in that condensed period of time wasn't statistically possible. And I was researching one headlights and things. So I've told stories of it would die down. I'll be walking home from work. Don't not even think about gang stalking for long periods of time. Just walking home, I'd be like, damn, I haven't seen a one headlight in a long time. And then the next car I saw was a one headlight. So is this brain computer interface something going on that's like well advanced that we cannot understand? I don't know. Like I fucking have no idea. Where are those people paid? Like I believe, I'll give my theory on one headlight is when you get the high frequency of it and it's freakishly abnormal. I believe there's one or two options. One, there's like a sensor like to the target that knocks the one headlight out without the driver knowing it, and you only see it. Two, I believe, because I'll see the one headlight more even now when it's raining, when there's clouds covering the entire sky. So I believe it has to do with the drone surveillance. Once you get onto the drone surveillance, they don't need the one headlight. But I believe another explanation, if the drone's looking for you, like, or if there's something in the sky looking for you, they'll be like, oh, just look for all the one headlights. That's where the target is. So all of that shit sounds crazy. There's no way I can prove that. But that shit was freakish. I had an experience where I'm documenting one headlights because I'm like documenting, put it on the channel. And that's when you notice it more too. So does it have to do with YouTube? Who knows? But I would go home from work. I worked at a gas station. This was at my first apartment. And there was this intersection right in front of my house. And every single day, and I documented it, there would be a one headlight that would pull up at the intersection when I'm making a left turn. And this is right off of the highway, like a highway ramp going onto an intersection. So like, it was legit every single fucking time. And it would be 2, 3, mostly 1. And it would have to be at that fucking light. Okay, I document on the YouTube channel 5 days in a row. Like I was able to predict it. So one time, like that's just weird to me. Like I don't know, but that would never happen now, which is the weird thing. But what's it called? Like the red card thing. I don't you know, I filmed that a few times, but looking back, I don't think it's gang stalking. But I actually seen an Alex Jones video on Band.video where he's in his car driving on the highway. So Alex Jones is driving on the highway talking about the new, whatever he talks about, the New World Order, and the Bilderbergs are going after Trump. And in the background of his video, the traffic going the opposite direction, I swear every car was like red. It was like every other car, because I was just started paying attention to it. And every fucking car was red. It was primarily like red pickup trucks. Well, it was abnormal. It was not, I'm not saying, I mean, it's Alex Jones. He's most likely gang stalked. But I don't think the purpose of, well, let's say that's real, the one headlights and the red cars for the target. I don't think the purpose is to harass somebody, though. I don't know. I don't know what it's for. Like, I don't know, like, what possibility. Like, I just don't believe now that they would waste all that resources just to piss someone off, whether it's one headlight or red cars. But I still believe it has to do with something. So, I mean, that's just my theory on that. So we don't got any takers so far. The link is in the chat. All haters, all hackers, all CIA agents, targeted individual plants, chaos agents, you're welcome to join the chat. The topic is, you're going to tear my ass a new one, because we have all these content creators that fucking will make videos. We're talking 10 years from now, these people will still be talking about them. We have Targeted Patton, who recently made a video calling me an agent. This is why I actually used to like that content. It doesn't bother me. Someone calls me a perp or whatever, if it's a good video. But he calls me an agent that I'm working with Absent-Minded Abe and his brother, and we got recruited by the local police and the people in his town. And my channel got taken down because I have a handler that told me that my channel wasn't effective anymore. Like, I do like those type of theories, but like, come on, dude. Do you know that shit's not true? I'm willing to talk to you. I fucking wouldn't even know who you were if you didn't say your name was John H. Okay? I wouldn't even know who the fuck you were. If you didn't put Targeted Patton, I wouldn't know that you live in Patton. I don't know you. There's no way I would fucking ever know you. Okay? And as far as a handler, I can prove that, like, I'm gonna be fucking homeless and next tomorrow, basically. I'm not gonna be fucking homeless, but I'm not able to live by myself anymore. And I can show you my credit report where I'm in like $20,000 debt. I can show you that my DoorDash earnings. So right there, you should know. And I'm not saying that so, oh, now you have to call me a real TI. But since you hear that all that information, I can literally pull it up on my fucking computer right now, my credit report. It doesn't make fucking sense. He'll just come up with something else. Oh, you're in trouble with the law. It doesn't matter if you're in, that gives you even more opportunity. Well, one stipulation I would have is like, yo, get me out of fucking debt. I need like $20,000 to do this shit. Like, I need to be living good. I need a house. I need a car. I would never do something like that, but it just doesn't make any logical sense. So why am I going to work every day? Think about it. Like, this is my fucking schedule. I make a bunch, like, I don't make usually a lot of videos, but I'm on YouTube making videos. I'm usually going to the gym. I work 10, well, not now, but I was working 10 hours a day. So how the fuck are people contacting me? And then, like, what would be the point? And if they were, dude, I would dedicate my whole channel to you, dude. I would be talking nonstop about you, making fun of you, discrediting you. I'm calling you a real TI. Like, I just don't understand it. I'm over calling out the fakes and the agents. There's no truth to it. Like Nerve Gorilla, that's the biggest person you could call one, but there's no proof. Like, he's not, the only thing that makes him look like a gang stalker is that he wants to lure you into links to his chat, to his domain, and he just disagrees with you. But besides that, there's no links. Like, it's just opinion. Like, that's what I think. I think he's a hacker. Like, that's just my opinion, because it just makes sense. Everything he's doing is social engineering, trying to help you, acting like he's a help desk. So that's just an opinion. But even if he was, he could be a normal person that argues with people on the internet and then hacks them or tries to get their information just in case that person comes after him. He has the jump on, oh, you want to come after me? Well, I got your IP address when you click my link. Now I can do this since you try to hack me. That's what I think it is, really. I think he's really smart at the internet, and he's gotten into so many. He says he's been DDoSed. He says he's been hacked. So he's dealt with people, like he'll argue with a flat earther, and the flat earther would hack him because they argued, right? I'm just making shit up. I'm just going off of like hypothetical scenarios. So the flat earther hacks Nerve Gorilla because he called him a faggot or something. So now he protects himself, and he only does it on his terms. So that's what it looks like. So when you click his link, he might not hack you, but he might save your IP in a text file or something just in case you fuck with him. He can fuck with you back. So he prides himself on knowing everything on the internet. Yeah, Patton, if you want to join, you can join and we can address. And this was partially for you. It's for Immaterial Boss. It's for anybody that just hates on the channel and that can continuously make videos. If you want to talk, let's talk. If you want to make accusations, I'll address any accusations that you're willing to make. You know, I don't fucking know you. The only information I know is the information you put out because you try to be transparent. Even with knowing your information, I haven't done anything to you. I haven't sent you an email. I haven't tried to contact you. I haven't tried to lure you to links, except for this one. But no, like I want to have an open mic. This is the last day I'm at the hotel. I'm on an open Wi-Fi. So if they do get the IP address here, it fucking doesn't matter. You're just gonna be hacking other hotel members. So that's why I'm doing this. I haven't had time. I've been working 8, 9, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering DoorDash and working for fucking Pizza Hut. So that's what I've been doing. So it'd be kind of hard to have time to like contact people, do shit like that. I mean, don't get it twisted. I didn't make this specifically for you. This is more about Strongest Boss. Like, I'm just sick of that guy discrediting. It seems like I'm not calling him a gang stalker. I'm just sick of him discrediting my fucking testimony because I really went through something. I'm willing to fucking show evidence. You don't have to fucking believe it. That's up to you. But it shouldn't be like, oh, he's automatically lying. Like, that doesn't make fucking sense. You need to come up with good talking points why I'm lying. This dude said I make up stories. I'm just curious, what stories have I told on here? I talk about Pythagorean numerology, even Conspiracy Underground. I never told stories. I did entertaining content that had to do with gang stalking. I might have talked about an experience. And I would always, every time I talked about a gang stalking experience, I'd be like, hey, I feel like this is gang stalking, but I'm not sure, like with honeypots or something like that. Like, this seems like gang stalking. I just tell this experience because I'm going through other shit. I'm not here to fucking tally, oh, I was right about this and I was wrong about that. I was right about this. No one else does it. No one else audits their fucking own information on here. Everyone just spews out fucking whatever they think. I was actually, yeah, get your brother in here too. Like, even your brother, like, you think I'm cool with your brother? He thinks I'm schizophrenic. I want to talk to him. I want him to explain to me what he doesn't believe. It's not just about Patton. I want you to explain. If you, instead of for years saying I'm crazy and there's nothing going on, that I'm just coming on here for clout or something, give me the real talking points why you believe that. Don't come on here and make videos for years and then make up stuff, because you guys are the ones lying. Like, you know that, right? If I'm making a parody video about Patton and I'm saying, if anyone asks, hey, is Patton Travis Trexler? I'm like, no, it's a joke. Like, it's a satire piece. That's not me lying on Patton. The only thing I ever said about his gang stalking, you can even quote me, is I think Targeted Patton could be a real TI. I've never said he's fake. I never called him an agent. I've called Abe an agent. Abe has done directed conversation to multiple people. Like, I'm the type of person, like, when things don't add up, that's when I start questioning you. Like the whole Streetsboro, Ohio thing on my car. I've had evidence of him doing it. So in my opinion, that guy has an entourage of people upvoting his videos, Martin Dorfins, Like they're trolls that are his entourage. He always has an entourage of like fucking sock accounts that fucking just they troll everyone else, but they go to Abe like, wow, great video, Abe. Like, this is another thing. And I think Abe could be a real target. This is what I'm not flip-flopping. I think he's real because he showed evidence of, I don't believe all his stories. Like, I think he's just wrong. I don't think he's lying. I think he's wrong and just claiming things that are gang stalking that aren't. But he's actually showed himself at work. You see him yelling and screaming. He's shown some evidence of some harassment. He just didn't do a lot of it. When people do that, I don't automatically call them perps. Like, they're doing more than like 99% of the algorithm. But if you do gang stalking shit, like, you know what car I'm driving, he's like, oh, you probably have a PSYOP license plate. The license plate, I got a rental car. It was a white Hyundai, and the license plate was 49A use. USE. 49A use. That was and all the other license plates, because I'm sensitized, I'm like, I'm probably gonna get a 666 license plate myself. Like, watch. All my other license plate on the 20 other rental cars were just like random, but that one was kind of weird. It said 49A use, and he's like, "Oh, I bet you have a PSYOP plate yourself. You're a gang stalker." And then the next video, he's like, "Oh, my wife and guy got in a fight. We had to go to Streetsboro Police, and then my car is from Streetsboro, Ohio." That's where the car, the dealership sticker says Streetsboro. I have the video of it. I've shown the proof of it. So he's done that to other people too. That could be brain-computer interface. That could be like he fed information in his head. Like, that's happened before, where it's like a supernatural type of thing. Like, I'm not, but that's at the end, make it seem like it's not people or law enforcement behind gang stalking. That's who I call it, a perp. When you're defending and playing attorney for groups, you're a part of that group. There's no fucking benefit. Like, if I came on and I said the Hells Angels are behind gang stalking, and you're like, oh, the Hells Angels aren't doing it, and I'm showing you people on motorcycles following me around and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, you seem like an attorney or something. Satire is just an excuse. Why don't you come in the chat and talk? Like, I'm not here to yell at you. I'm gonna let you talk. I'll go on mute. Satire is just the excuse you use when you want to spread lies about me and Ed. Like, I'll tell you why I made that last video. I just recently seen another YouTube content creator talk about Travis Scott. I never even heard of him. This guy Mindshock. He has like a really good channel. Talks about conspiracies and murder cases and shit. So I'm like, this guy looks like targeted Patton. And, that's just something I do for fun. I did it with fucking Will Orth. I said he was Richard Lighthouse. It's just a fun conspiracy. Like, if you knew what I look like, you could say, I think this guy is fucking Drake or Taj Mowry or some shit. And I would fucking laugh my ass off, dude. Like, I don't know how your brother, like, someone spread that video to get that many views. That's not a lot of views. I'm just saying, for that type of video, it shouldn't have got 80 views. Patton, do you think your targeting is tied to your time in Really? Let's read your first comment. Immaterial Boss had an epic live earlier. I don't know which one you're talking about. Is it the one where he's, oh yeah, the Chief Handler one? Yeah, he makes good content sometimes. Like, I don't have a problem with him. His content or anything he's doing. The thing that pisses me off, that I'll go right to the beginning. I know we were beefing, but when he made videos, this had nothing to do with the beef. That, oh, I think you're lying about the break-ins. And he'll just like, that's counterintelligence. I think you're lying about the break-ins. When I don't even, recently I brought it up, but back in the day, I used to, because there wasn't good evidence on it. The only really good evidence I have of the break-ins is the poster that people can look at and be like, all right, that's suspicious. The Heat poster that kept getting scratched over and over again. And the burn mark with that looks like it was done with a blowtorch. That's the only, like, I didn't really talk about break-ins. I talked a lot about license plates, but when you're a target, and this goes out to all targets, this is why I kind of got pissed at the dude. When you're a target and your house gets, that's common sense that, like, I'm not saying if this doesn't happen to you, you're not a target. Listen to what I'm saying. When you're a TI, you get the sensitization, you get whatever in public, whatever. That's crazy enough. The next step usually is some type of home break-in. De facto talked about it. Patton talks about it. Absent-minded Abe talks about it. The reason why that's scary is because you don't know if someone's going to break in your house and kill you. You kind of assume that, and that's why they do that. I'm not saying that's like what I think, but I'm just saying when people are openly and freely allowed to break in your house, yeah, damn right. I put up barricades on my doors, dude. I locked my doors from the inside. I slept with a gun in my bed for fucking 3 years, dude. I still sleep with a gun in my bed. That's because people are allowed to break into my fucking house. That is not something that's a laughing matter or something that someone would lie about. Now, you can say, I don't believe break. Like, this dude would go into literally gang stalking perp talking points. Oh, but they didn't steal nothing. Like, dude, he was defending it more than the cops that responded to my calls. The cops didn't believe me, but they were like, oh, well, I don't believe you. Like, dude, that really got under my fucking skin. And then he lies and says, he just makes up lies about stuff just to make himself look good. Like, oh, he copies me. This is what they all do. All of these people do that. I copy them. Look at my content, dude. And look at like an absent-minded Abe or an immaterial man's content. These are both people that accuse me of copying them and mimicking them. Like, dude, it's just to discredit me. They're using lies. Like, it's not even gang stalking. It's ego-based shit. Oh, I'm gonna say that he steals from me. Like, immaterial man's been copying me. I don't even bring it up. It's not my business if he wants to fucking copy some of the things I do. But what they do is they copy me and then they say, he's always copying me. He mimics me. Like, I did a whole live stream testimony of my gang stalking. Like, I went through a fucking hard ass day, gave a good testimony, just outlining, you know, what I went through from literally the beginning. I even went to like my childhood a little bit, just so you have an idea of the progression of the gang stalking and what this program is capable of. And he has to make a video. Oh, it's definitely not the FBI. Because in that video, I said, I literally made videos talking shit on the FBI. And the next day I got poisoned. And then I did it again a few years later. And the next day my tires got slashed. Like, dog, I'm like, it seems like it's like the FBI or something. Oh, it's definitely not that. It's a glitch in the matrix. This dude showed a video of chickens freezing, bro. Which, yeah, it looked like it until I Google searched it. I didn't, when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that is a glitch in the matrix. Then I Google searched chickens freezing. The first thing that pops up, chickens will freeze if they hear a hawk in the sky. It's a defense mechanism. But he says the chickens freezing is gang stalking, but my whole testimony, everything I poured my heart into collected evidence for isn't. But chickens freezing on a video, that's what gang stalking is. Dude, he's doing that to be a dick. He's doing that to be a dick. Like, to me, I don't want to accuse anybody because it's passe, right? To me, that's like someone that's a perp, okay? That's the worst perping I ever seen in my life, to be honest. That's worse than pretty much anybody. Like, dude, people are coming on, not just Matrix Decoded. Hundreds of people are talking about break-ins, car vandalism. Oh, but it didn't happen to me, but I saw a chicken freeze. So gang stalking must be there, and everyone else is fake. Everyone else is, no, we're not fake. We're lying. We're liars. We just lie about mundane shit and show pictures of it, dude. Come on, man. It's one thing if you're trying to get under my skin, which is funny if you're trolling, but come on, dude. And then we got other targets. Oh, gang stalking is definitely not people. It's definitely not break-ins. It's definitely not vandalism. But you claimed that all that stuff happened to you. Now it's fucking, what is this person saying it is? He's claiming people broke in his house. People fucking put a dead cat in his fucking fender. But now it's not people. You need to take schizophrenia medication. It's not people doing it. It's your fault. It's your brain that put that fucking dead cat in your fucking fender. Your brain schizophrenia, fucking picked up a dead cat and put in your fender. Come the fuck on, dude. That's why I don't talk about this subject anymore. So where are these people? They're watching. They're watching the video. They're pretending like they're not. Why aren't they in the chat? Link is in the top of the chat, highlighted, ready to go. I'm a fake TI. I'm a perp. You're gonna fucking embarrass me in front of all of my fucking subscribers, and you're gonna fucking prove it. Other than that, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Like the video I made claiming Immaterial Man is fucking he was like gaslighting me. It's not the NSA, it's not the FBI. How the fuck do you know? You know, I'm not claiming it is. From experience, it's people that have that type of power. Law enforcement. Okay? If you're breaking the law and getting away with it, more than likely you have connections to law enforcement. So that's not blaming every cop you see on the street. I'm just saying, like, in order for this program to work, some type of government entity has to okay this project. So for Immaterial Man, he says people follow him at Walmart. I've seen videos of it, and it's suspicious. It looks like gang stalking. I've said it time and time again. I even said maybe it is aliens or some shit, the way the people are just like robots synchronizing with you. But other things he says, like, he's just stupid. Like, he'll say, people stare at me. Someone will stare. Well, you're a big-ass black dude. That's what happens to big-ass black dudes. Sometimes people will look at you. Yeah, you're towering over everyone. Some people are afraid of black people. Some people want to be your friend. Like, we're talking about white people here. Like, white people will, like, try to be a black person's friend and be nice to them. They might look at you. They might fucking smile at you. Like, some of the shit, and like, compared to everyone else's testimony that has evidence, we're not talking about the crazies and the other people that are questionable. He'll be like, oh, someone looked at me. That's real gang stalking. But you pouring your heart out, collecting evidence. No, you're lying. Come on, dude. That's what pisses me off. That's why, like, I have beef with the guy. It's not because he talks shit, calls me a fucking fake TI or whatever he says. That's not the reason. It's ego-based. Oh, you're the only target. You're going to beat up everybody. He keeps talking about he's going to beat everyone up and shit. Like, there's a difference between a 6-foot dude that's joking around, acting crazy on YouTube named Conspiracy Underground, saying, like, he's going to snap the necks of people and shit. Like, that's just fucking funny. Like, like, that's just funny to me. Like, I'm going to snap your neck in half. Like, and a fucking 6'4" black dude that's picking on skinny. Oh, you're probably 5'7", 150 pounds. I'll beat you up. You're a bully, dude. Yeah, that's called a bully. I'm not bullying anybody. I was doing entertainment and fucking saying shit like I'm a jam hypodermic needles and put people in concentration camps. I'm not gonna do that. Like, you would really fight someone that's 5'7". You're a bully. That's what a bully does. It's called pick on someone your own fucking size. You don't see me. And when I was doing that shit, which wasn't serious, I wasn't like, oh, you're 5'2", 420 pounds, I'll fucking crush you. Yeah. Who the fuck does that? We're grown ass fucking men, dude. Who the fuck does that? We're in our fucking 30s and you're talking about fighting people half your size, bro. Come on, dude. Got a guest.
Targeted Patton, welcome to the channel.
What he said.
Sorry, I didn't see you back there.
Oh, you're good. I was chilling. I'll agree. Like, probably fucking 75, 80% of what you say, I'm right there with you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Just believe in us and just.
But I mean, like, I'm just saying normal stuff that everyone else thinks. I'm just an asshole. Like, if you're accusing me of being an asshole, like, I'm guilty as charged.
Yeah.
I just get a little bit bored with, like, nothing. I don't know. It's not none of my business, but, like, you and a handful of other people are the only people that make like legible TI content that you can understand. And it's just like, I get all this criticism. Like, I deserve it. I absolutely deserve the criticism. But, like, who are you comparing me to that's so fucking great? Like, I wanted, like, a list of names or, like, oh, these TIs are way better than you. They have more evidence. They're nicer. Like, there is nobody.
Yeah, I'm not comparing you to anybody. I'm just I question. Like I have people that will clearly say like support me and say they'll openly say there's no way I'm fake and shit. Um, I appreciate you questioning me. I appreciate that. We need to question each other more, a little bit more. But whenever we see something that that tells us that a person is real, I think we would do the targeting community a favor if we spoke out, if we just mentioned it from time to time, because they obviously have a campaign against the whole subject to keep us all separated. So that would help with that a little bit. That's all.
With me, I understand why you think I'm a perp. That's the whole thing, the premise I'm coming on. I'm the absolute worst at like making the TI community look credible. Like I admit I have faults, but I admit it. You don't hear perps doing that. But I
No.
agree with you 100%. Like, dude, even though I'm an asshole, I've been saying that since the beginning. I've been even throwing out little olive branches. I think Abe is real. I think this person, I know Abe doesn't like me. He'll never, the thing is, it doesn't matter what I do, Patton, or another target. If that target doesn't love you, they will not fucking say you're real. It's not even about me. And it is hurting the community.
I've gone back and forth. I've made videos about you saying that, questioning you, calling you a perp in the thumbnail, and then I've gone right back and supported a bunch of shit that you said. So that's what I try to do. I try not to put a label on anybody. Try not to, because it doesn't do anybody any favors,
Yeah, and
So I
you
question
don't have to
people's
support me.
actions instead of their.
Yeah, my actions are questionable. The whole thing is, I'm a bad person. My actions are questionable, and it's not good for the TI community. But I'm willing to have an open discussion. You don't have to support me. You don't have to call me real. But the whole community as a whole, like, we used to call each other real, I feel like.
You do more good than bad. I will say that without a doubt. I don't think that the stuff that I speculate on that I think is trying to convince people that I'm fake or something. I don't think it actually does that at all. Like that video, after watching it and making the response video, I realized that's not discrediting me whatsoever. It's fucking, you know what I mean? I enjoyed making the response video, and I get it. But sometimes I'm naive to some of that shit, and I don't, I need called out too.
No, you don't need to be called out. Like you're doing good, dude. Like I'll be honest with you, you're doing a good job bringing awareness. In my opinion, for my targeting, maybe yours is different in a small town. The police are involved, but like 90% of police, I don't think are. Like there's corrupt law enforcement, but I believe it's higher than the police. That's why I disagree with you.
Well, I believe it's higher than the police too, but I think they're all in the same club, the same fucking good old boy gang. But they're really good at covering their own ass.
Yeah, self-preservation, like you said. I want to talk real quick about that video, because do you think that I think that when you filmed that guy, like you were following him or something?
Well, you said I just jumped on your live stream when you were doing it and overheard you saying that video makes me look crazy.
Yeah, I did say that. I meant the way when someone, I didn't mean it from my perspective or I'm just saying when someone else watches that video, I don't know if you caught it earlier. Let's say someone who never even heard of you, it looks like you're following him. But when he said the self-preservation and you said that, you mentioned that, and that's like a neuro-linguistic program, and like he watched your channel. That's what these people do. And I said, when he said that, and if that's true, then yeah, that's a gang stalker.
Yeah, I would have never uploaded it if I didn't think that it actually, proved or showed my point. You know what I mean? My point, showing what they do. But you have to kind of watch the whole video to do it. I can get better at editing my content because you have to sit through the whole thing before you see that.
Sorry to interrupt. You're good at editing. It's just because it's an old dude. I would have this is me personally. And again, I mean, to each their own. Because it's an old dude, and more than likely, like, people don't think they're gang stalkers. Like, and then you're following from behind, like people can accuse you of being an agent. Now, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying the way that video is filmed, people be like, he's following him to make it look like he's being gangsta. Now, I'm not
Right.
doing that anymore. Like that type of
It's
content.
hard. It's hard to put out a video like that without looking like the stalker. I won't, I won't deny that. It's really hard. And that one, I even questioned it before I uploaded it, because because idiots will come right out and say, "Oh yeah, I'm stalking them." Like my brother just said, that couple was probably terrified. And to that, I said, "No, they weren't. They wouldn't have come up to me and approached me to talk to me if they were terrified."
Oh, they approached you. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
My bad.
Yeah.
Let me ask you,
I
since
use
you're on,
their tactics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I just
Go
wanted to ask you because I don't get that tactic. Well, I get the license plates which are always in front of me, like they'll be placed in front of me. What do you
Right.
mean by following the front? So you'll be driving down the road, and then in front of you, someone will pull up, and they'll go everywhere you're going, or
when you go to pull out of your house, say you're going to leave, okay? Now they hurry up and they hurry up and go to action to place themselves so that right when you go to pull out, they're the last car that drives past you before you pull out. You know what I mean?
okay,
So that no matter what, you can't record them following you in your rearview mirror. Like they don't follow.
yeah, they
all.
don't.
They
You're
use
right.
FBI tactics, FBI surveillance tactics. It's right out of the FBI playbook.
But I think their that purpose of what that guy did was for you to film it so you look like you're following people. Like I think they do that. Like they do that. Like that's the whole point of people following you from the front, and why they did the license plates to me, so I can yell at people with license plates.
I think so too. And the only reason I saved my ass was the conversation with the guy at the end. I think he was trying to save his ass too, his own ass, because they probably could see what I was doing on my phone at the time, and they had to do some damage control. So they come up to me and the first thing they said is, "Oh, well, you were following me," So the
Yeah.
rest of the conversation, I led the conversation, and made sure that I held his feet to the fire and pointed out how he pulled off the road to wait for me and shit. Yeah.
But have you ever tried just like stopping? Like, do they stop when you stop or something? Like you'll just be
That's
driving on an
exactly-
empty road.
That's
They do
exactly
that?
what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Oh, cool.
That's why I recorded it, because I was pulling out of a driveway.
Mhm.
He drove past right as I was pulling out so that he would place himself in front of me. And then I slowed way down, and then I could see him braking, during like a straight stretch. And so once he got around the curve, I just stopped. I just fucking stopped. I was like, all right, because this is how I do my experiment, to
Yeah.
prove if
I
he's
used to be fine.
superb or not. And I stopped, and then I didn't even start recording yet, but I knew in my head that he was going to be pulled off up the road, right? I waited a good 30 seconds, plenty of time for him to be way far in front of me. And I pulled up around the curve, and sure enough, he was parked in a driveway of a person who I know. I know the person's driveway, and they didn't own the driveway. So what I did at that point was I pulled right off the road too. I'm not going to allow these people to do this. So when I pulled off the road, they didn't probably didn't know what to do. They had to pull back out. They didn't have anything to do but wait for me. So they pulled back out, and then I pulled back out, and I could be anybody just driving down a public street, public road. And I planned on, going to the state park, the Prince George's State Park, which is where I went. Just happened to be the same place he was going, right? But he wasn't doing anything but wondering what I was doing. And then he approached me. And so I pointed out how, I said, I thought you needed help. You were pulled off the side of the road or something, So I play the plausible deniability card like they do, and, use their tactics against them.
I mean, you played it well when you talked to him, because that's how you know someone. Like usually if someone gets approached by a stranger, they're kind of like scared or they don't want to talk to you. So I see what you did there. So yeah, now that you explained it, maybe I didn't catch everything. Like I knew it was gang stalking. I was just saying, like I didn't think you were following a random person and fucking filming them. But
I get what you're saying. how it
So
would
the
look if
outside
somebody saw it out of context, and I get that 100%. But I challenge anybody to to look at the details, look at the whole thing, look at the whole picture, because that's their number one tactic is to take shit out of context. So it's
So
and
what can we do? Like, since we're both claiming to be targets on here, and we're actually talking like this doesn't really happen about the subject, like we see what they did there and how that makes it unprovable, like that tactic. Like, how can we get proof and like get people to believe us? Like when they do stuff like that, like the way you did was a good start, but like there has to be something we can do to be like, all right, cool.
most targets have a lot of aggression towards their perps, and it's naturally, because they're they're infiltrating your life. But as hard as it might be, I try to suggest to anybody, any targets, to approach your perps, confront them, and kill them with kindness. Be that be that good Samaritan and that friendly neighbor, and just because they hate it, they can't stand it when you kill them with kindness, and you just prove that you're just a nice guy, going about your business and seeing if they need help. And they self-destruct. They don't know what to do, and I think if everybody tries that, eventually here we'll have enough people doing it that they won't be able to do this anymore. It just won't work.
You know what I think? We need to go undercover. Like, that guy's information, right? Like his name.
I do, yeah.
Um, Again, I mean, this is all fantasy that I'm about to I'm just speaking in fantasy terms right now, right?
You're good. Hypothetical.
Well, I was saying hypotheticals, right? Like, what if you hypothetically emailed that guy and you pretended to be someone from the program and be like, yeah, you're doing a great job watching John Penn. My name is XYZ. You try to really like social engineer. I think that's one way we can catch these people. Like, Project Veritas, right?
Yes,
You heard of Project Veritas? Yeah. I think that's one way we can actually prove it. If we can social engineer the stupid perps to admit what they're doing.
We need more information though, because that's a risk that they could use against us and discredit us and call us liars and stuff if we try to.
Well, if you're pretending to be someone else.
Well, I don't know how they communicate with their handlers and stuff enough to know how to go about that. That's a good idea.
I would be like, it wouldn't work, but I would probably have to perfect it. I would be like, hi, my name is Brendan. Like, don't even say where you're from. And like, we noticed that you're doing a great job watching Patton. And like, you say shit like that, see if they reply. And then like, who are you working with? Because I'm in a different division and I'm taking care of your case. Like, I don't know. Like,
we don't have need more information. That's all. That's a killer idea. That's a killer idea.
I think the Project Veritas way would probably be the best.
Absolutely.
But
I wish he would touch on this subject.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really you said you wish I would touch on that subject?
No, James O'Keefe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was about to say. Yeah. That's a shot. That's something that we should be working to do as TIs. Like, this is what I'm saying. This has nothing to do with you, Patton. You're one of the better examples. There's a handful of other people like you. But if we had 5 TIs that had evidence that was good evidence, we made the perfect evidence documentary channels, and then we presented it to James O'Keefe and find out if he could help us or something. Like, Alex Jones, have you heard of Alex Jones? There was an undercover FBI contractor that they did a Project Veritas on, and they said, yeah, we did the lawsuit to bankrupt Alex Jones, blah, blah, blah.
I don't watch all of his content, but who did Alex Jones have on the other day that just let off some bombshells?
Who was it?
I don't know.
See it.
I caught it through a third-person conversation, so I don't know. I don't actually watch Alex Jones. So
I used to watch it. I'll probably go on tonight and see if they have it. But yeah, that FBI contractor, he admitted to gang stalking. Like, yeah, we left him penniless. Now we don't need to harass him anymore. He has no money. They do operations to make you.
Yeah, they just won't use that term though. They won't ever admit to that term.
Well, the term is made up. So I just hit a vape. The term is made. Gang stalking is it sounds ridiculous. Like, targeting I think they use that term.
Targeting, yes, yeah, they do. But that you'll never hear them admit to gang stalking. They all play dumb whenever you. I've called the FBI. I've called the DA's office. I've called I've emailed the Attorney General's office. I've spoken with police officers and mentioned this gang stalking by name, and they clam up and they play dumb and they act like they don't know what I'm talking about, and then they hurry. They do everything they can to get away from you. So, like, it's obvious to me they all know what it is.
Pat, I went to internal affairs because the police were fucking with me. I was living in Raleigh. They've killed a couple people there. Like, they'll tase them to death. And, like,
Yeah.
there was another cop that was selling drugs, cocaine out of his squad car. So I believe once I left there, like, my gang stalking stopped a lot. But, like, I went, like, a couple hours away. I'm in a different town. But,
Right.
I went to the internal affairs, and I was explaining my story, and he believed me. He did believe me, but I kept, when you explain testimony and someone's listening, you get so excited. You talk
Yeah.
like 100 miles an hour. By the end of the conversation, I could tell he wanted me to leave, so I stopped talking. And but he did believe in the drone. He's like, "Huh, the drone follows you?" I was like, "Yeah, like I do DoorDash. Every delivery, the drone will be symmetrically, perfectly line of symmetry, facing me, going around trees." And he's like, "Huh," like he heard of that shit before. But
Right.
once he started hearing me talking, like you could tell he thought I was like I could have a mental problems or shit. Like he didn't, he was nice and everything, but that's what, when you explain this shit.
Tactic they use though, they play your buddy, so that you let so that you open up and give them all the information you can. Information is like crack to these people.
Yeah. Oh, he's internal affairs, so he wanted to get a police officer in trouble. And once he figured out I wasn't blaming any specific police officer, he just didn't give a fuck. But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, internal affairs they do uncover corrupt cops, but they also protect them too.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation in the department that you're working with. In small towns, we don't have internal affairs.
Oh fuck.
I don't even know who would police these little police departments around here. It would have to be a state police investigation, I think.
Yeah. That sucks, dude. It sounds like
Whose jurisdiction it would be.
yeah, it sucks for you because you live in that small town. You got kids, so you can't move around like I can. And like that shit helps for a little bit, but obviously it comes back. But that fucking sucks.
Well, I don't complain about the gang stalking, my personal gang stalking anymore, because I know what it is. I know the extent of what they can do and their tactics. So they really don't affect me anymore. I laugh at them. It's entertaining, but it's actually very beneficial being in a small town because it's easy to know who's involved and who isn't. It's real easy. And then so
Yeah.
for that reason, they avoid me like the plague.
Okay.
They stalk me from a distance. They do stupid shit, but they make sure that they, obviously they're threatened by me.
So would you think I was a perp if I asked what like I'm not trying to pry, like I just want to get a better idea how to combat your targeting. Like what tactics are you getting? Like are you getting the break-ins? I heard you get the drone, right?
Oh, I don't look up enough. I know I've had the drone. Yes, I've had the drone several times. I've tried to record it. The recording never works out. It's always fuzzy. They're real good at. I believe the drone is on purpose. They want you to record the drone. That's just my theory. After trying to do it several times. So
You're right.
I pay attention to their tactics so that I know what to ignore. And I got pretty good at ignoring because it will affect your life big time if you continue to to look for these things.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, you got to retrain your brain to have any kind of normal life. You got to retrain your brain because everything they do is essentially a legal activity technically.
Yeah.
The only illegal thing is the intent, and good luck proving intent.
Yeah, and it's so many people, so many different people doing it. Like one person does one little thing, another person like you can't. It's not a crime.
Right. There's never going to be proof like a document. There's never going to be, you might get people that come out and expose the program and the tactics and be whistleblowers, but at the risk of their own life too. It's like, and there are people out there that do that, but you're never going to get that smoking gun evidence, because if it existed, they wouldn't use it. They wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be a tactic.
Yeah.
It's the whole
It's fact.
point. It's the whole point there. It's an ingenious, we call it a program, but it's a what do you want to call it? It's a method, right?
Yeah.
It's a universal method of vigilante justice that the good old boy gang all knows about, and they all practice it on a regular basis. But the technology, somehow, if we could get legally through FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act, find a way in that way, and we could prove that these people are accessing, our metadata in certain technologies, then it would be pretty easy to lay it out who's involved and who's doing it.
Yeah.
But
I
the
mean,
tables have to be equaled out. That's their advantage.
another advantage is they can just stop doing it, because if it gets too hot, they can literally just stop the program, and once they stop it, you can't really get justice for it, and then
Right,
they can start when the heat dies down. So
I don't think we ever will.
yeah, I mean, I think it goes beyond like just harassing people though. Like, have you ever gotten any like weird synchronicities that were like you can't explain with like just someone tracking you?
Yes, I mean, like some weird shit that's even beyond the human capability. I don't talk about it that much because I don't see how it would benefit my situation moving forward.
Yeah.
But I have no problem admitting, like a spiritual aspect. I have no problem admitting I do get a spiritual aspect to this whole thing, which is just, I still believe, look at it today like it's crazy to me. But I've had directed energy situations where I suspected that they've used directed energy on me, my dogs, my family. But I have no way to prove it, so I try not to dwell on that stuff because it'll just drive you nuts.
Yeah. Do you think directed energy targets are in a different program? Because I gotten that. I used to get my bed vibrates. My bed, I have a foam mattress bed that sits on a metal frame, and I had the EMF reader, so I read a wooden table, 0 reading, a light bulb had some type of reading, and then the bed where I laid my head had this crazy off the charts reading. And I know those EMF readers aren't like completely accurate. So yeah, do you think it's like the people like that get it every night, that like primarily it's all directed energy? Do you think that's a separate program? Or
I think that's experimentation in the private sector, to be honest. It might be
yeah,
DARPA.
that's what.
It might be DARPA, but I will never get that out either. They'll never admit to any of that,
Because I
think I'm
noticed
used
that
in training
people,
mostly.
they don't get named from.
What's that?
A lot of the people back in the day that talked only of like the burns and like, oh, I'm getting burned every night. Like they would never, I would ask them, they'd be like, oh, I don't get people following me and shit.
Yeah, I think
So-
they're experimental test subjects for experimental weapon research, or they're plants, one of the two. And they don't they if they get it, they should be motivated to dig in and try to get some kind of solid evidence to prove it's directed energy. I mean, how do you prove it? That's the first question I would ask. How would we prove this?
Well, back in the day, you don't see it as much now. There would be direct energy people that would have like fucking burns all over them and shit. I think
know.
to me, that's like circumstantial proof of some weird shit happening.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, you have
But
to
like
follow
the
yourself
invisible
around
shit,
with
you
a
can't-
camera 24/7.
Yeah, you have to be on camera 20. Like it's crazy, man. But you know what I realized from being a TI, like women that are like raped or whatever, like people don't believe them because it's not convenient to. It's just like to them, it's just a woman that's like acting crazy and frantic, so they just like brush it off as mental illness. Like this shit, this is how society acts. Like I could be talking about getting beat up every day, and if the person doesn't believe me, they're just, oh, he's crazy. It doesn't matter if you have bruises, cuts.
Yep, they'll ask you, what are you doing wrong to get that for that to happen to
Yeah,
you?
like it's to blame the victim. That's what I
Yeah.
realized in a TI. Like society, because society's dumbed down. We have low attention spans, and like a lot of people are cowards. So it's like if a woman ran up to you with her clothes torn off or whatever, not you, but anybody, like your reaction is like, oh, I don't want to help them because I don't know what the fuck is going on. You know?
I know. Society are pussies, a bunch of fucking cowards and
Yeah.
pussies.
So
I saw you
Yeah.
refuse that one woman. She was trying to get in your car, but I agree she was probably a perp. But
I honestly don't think she was a perp. I think she was high on drugs.
you
I
didn't,
literally
you stayed
think there's
around.
people-
There was nobody
Dude, I was
chasing her.
talking
Right?
about what'd you say?
You hung around for a sec, right? There was like nobody chasing her, was there?
No, she was just walking down the street calmly, and she was high as shit on drugs. But the whole thing that during that live stream, I'm like, I think gang stalking, like these perps are ran by supercomputers, like. And then as soon as I said that, she got into the car. Like I'm saying, that's supernatural shit. That it's not a coincidence, but I
I
don't know.
agree with you there because I've seen enough shit. And I use critical thinking. People, this caliber of people, they would never be able to conceal a project or a secret with the people they're using. And,
Yeah.
and so the shit I've experienced, the only explanation I have with my knowledge and awareness is yes, they're using technology to control and influence people's thoughts and actions, literally mind control. And you can call me crazy if you want, like not you, but people if they want. All they have to do is a little bit of research before they see a lot of evidence to suggest that what I'm talking about is the case. You know.
Well, let me ask you this, because on my Conspiracy Underground channel, like, yeah, I was acting like crazy and shit. I feel like some of that shit is mind control, because I know for myself, I'm just speaking, like, do you think there's like a psyop on coming online, learning about gang stalking, and then so you can blame like innocent people, but you are being gang stalked? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, do you think targets are mind control to some extent?
Yeah, because the whole overall picture, the big picture, is they want to turn people against each other. There's several different subjects you can look at to where everybody's going against each other instead of working together, right? So they use labels and they use mind control influence to distract people and get people constantly in conflict. Give people a target. They have to give people an enemy and a target, and then they can control them,
What with
the world.
With mind control reprogramming, if I know you probably don't research it, like the child sex slaves and shit like that, like they like the Franklin scandal, they would what they have to do to make you into like an MK Ultra slave is like you're a normal person, then you have to go through this traumatic experience, and during that traumatic experience you get reprogrammed. And I think that's what gang stalking is. Like, you are getting gang stalked, then you come onto YouTube to be reprogrammed to think everyone's a perp and to not get the good evidence. Like, oh, everyone's in on it. That fucks you up so bad. So I think that's part of the agenda. It's my opinion.
I agree. They've determined through research in MK Ultra that they can reprogram a person and basically set them down a path, set them on a path that they want by traumatizing them and then putting everything in front of them that literally setting their path for them. And I'm on that path. I think that they literally have set me on the path that I'm on. And I've mentioned about this in the past that I think there might be a good guy aspect to the whole program, because people are good people, essentially. Like, for the most part, people are good people. So the people that know about this technology and are behind the controls, they would want the best for humanity, right? So they would pick the most intelligent people or the people that with the most resilience, right? And then use them like they're using TIs to expose corruption and to bring awareness to the rest of society. So that I kind of think that the gang stalking program is, in a way, they're a good guy, white hat operation to wake everybody up.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had some situations like where I feel like the program gave me money. Like at this hotel, I spent $200,
Yep.
and the $200 I spent went back onto my bank account. So it charged it, and then I woke up the next day. I should have had $0. I had 200. So I spent that money because I was fucking broke. And like I knew like, oh shit, you know, I might go in the negative, but I have to rent a car and this and that. But they never took that 200 back. Like it was like someone had control of my bank and just put $200 in my bank.
I've had people literally give me cash like several times. It was highly unusual, you know.
Yeah,
And
I got
I
$100.
suspect it as being perps. So
I got 100. This wasn't a perp. It was like this fine ass black woman. I was working at Bojangles. And I guess maybe she used to work at She came and gave everyone $100 for Christmas and shit. But I also have found, like, I'll be cleaning gas stations on my like gig app job, and like they would leave $20. Like I found that like 4 or 5 times. Like I found like 200-300, well, like $150 on the ground since I've been living here.
yeah,
So I don't know if it's them or I don't know what that shit is, but
I think if you're a TI and you're just you're your own worst enemy, you're not going to get any help there, you know, because nobody wants to help somebody that doesn't want to help themselves. But
yeah,
when you do take the initiative and use your full potential, you know, learn what you can, you know, just always just do what's right, you know, and don't do any self-destructive activities or behaviors, that they will step in and help you where they can without exposing themselves. You know, I agree. And here's something I figured out. I wanted to share. I don't know if anybody else is aware of this, but with the brighting tactic, everybody's aware of the brighting, right? Where
yeah.
They fucking
I don't get
shine
that.
LEDs at you every chance they can.
Yeah,
If you're not aware, the way an LED works is it's actually a fast-paced, a high-frequency flashing. It's not a solid light. So you catch this in a recording. If you're recording on like your phone or something, in the video, you'll see that people's headlights are flashing because the camera picks it up, but your eyes can't. You don't have the ability to pick up the flashing, the strobing at such a high frequency. So we see it as a solid light. But they've done research and studies, and they've proven that with LEDs with light frequency, with different different frequencies of light flashing into a person's vision, they can control your emotional state.
okay.
Isn't that fucking crazy? So it makes sense now why there's so much of the brighting. They're not trying to piss you off and harass you. They're trying to change your emotional state literally through the fucking technology.
Yeah, like
That's
they're
why they all
definitely
wear sunglasses and shit. Sorry.
they're definitely they're doing. I mean, this is my opinion, of course, but on top of the obvious gang stalking and harassment, I think they're doing like some type of brain mapping. Like that's I believe that's like that goes with the LED thing, because this shit changes the whole perspective on life, and like it changes who you are basically. When you're in that frightening PI state in the beginning, you're not the same person.
Absolutely, no. If they would have never done this to me, who knows where I'd be right now? I'd probably be sitting on my ass, like a fucking, like a slug or a snail, knowing a fraction of what I know now. Not doing anything really productive for society, but I'm not. I actually look at the whole thing as a blessing in my case.
Yeah, every day you're alive is a blessing.
Yeah, I know more than I did yesterday, and I might, if there's cops that are corrupt and shit, and they end up suffering consequences because of my actions of speaking out. I'm sorry, that's not my fault, and I don't care what you think. I'm helping society. I'm doing, I'm doing society a favor by exposing corruption. I don't understand that, how people that work in law enforcement or have family members that do, take such offense to people that want to, speak out about corrupt cops and shit. They get so butthurt about it, like you're trying to attack their life. They just have the inability to put themselves in your shoes or something. They're just so arrogant and selfish.
Well, with cops, I'm not a cop defender, but like they're humans and like they're working long ass hours. They're fucking like they don't even make that much money. A lot of them. Some the state troopers would do, But like, you could start out as a good cop, and then you're, arresting drug addicts, homeless people, people trying to fight you, people spitting at you, and then like you become a corrupt over, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from you're being overworked. I'm not sticking up and defending. I'm just saying they're humans too. But
Yeah, I agree. I understand.
to stop corruption, you need the good cops to speak up and get them on your side too, because there's not many of them, but there are some that say they're against that shit.
Yep, but if you have the ability to do something or say something and you choose not to, that's that. I'm sorry, but you're part of the problem. And that's where the solution lies, with the cops that know about this, that want to do the right thing but ignore it.
Yeah.
They think that there's no way we can get rid of policing and stuff like that. Well, okay, but there are solutions out there. Maybe we haven't found them yet, but something has to be done. You can't go on like that. We can't sustain with the way it's going,
And the thing that left a bad taste in my mouth, because I'm a TI, and I know there's limited things they can do, but the simple attitude like, oh, you don't got evidence, fuck you, you're making my job harder. When I'm suffering, like, they could at least give me advice, so some sympathy, like, hey, there's nothing I can do because there's not a forced break-in, but like, don't tell me just to get cameras, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I agree 100%. They look at you like you're attacking them or something by
being a victim.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I didn't choose this shit,
Like the cop that
whatever
came.
I've done in my past.
Go ahead. My bad.
Whatever I did in my past, mistakes I've made that the cops, didn't catch me on or whatever, I'm sorry. You guys are fucking inept. But I'm not going to go incriminate myself just so you can feel better about yourself. I'm not doing those things now. I'm aware of my mistakes in the past, and I strive to be a better person or whatever, and not hurt people, and not steal, not kill, not hurt, not whatever. So they need to let shit go.
Yeah. I mean, with me, I'm going to tell you one quick story about the break-in where I called the police for the one time, right? So someone, I lived in this neighborhood that was like full of like Honduran, like illegal immigrants and shit. Yeah. And some of them were assholes, man. I love Spanish people. Like, just this specific, I've never met any Spanish people that acted like these people. Like, they were gang stalkers. Like, I'll just be frank with you. So this guy wasn't a gang stalker. He parks in front of the entrance to my apartment, like the little driveway, and he's just parked sideways, right? And he's trying to park on the curb, because they all park on the curb so they don't get towed. I didn't know he was doing that. So he's sitting there, and I fucking honk my horn. It's like, dude, you're just sitting in a driveway blocking me. Like, the fuck are you doing? So I parked my car. I fucking cuss. Like, I'm like 30 feet away from the guy, but he can hear me. I'm like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, these guys are fucking idiots. I'm saying some other shit that I'm not going to say on the stream. Walk in my house. The next day, I forget if I go to work or I go somewhere, like I go DoorDash or go to work, right? I think I'm DoorDashing at that time. Someone gets a key. They open my fucking house, go in. They get a dustpan full of hair, cockroaches, dirt, little receipt papers, like a dustpan, and they throw it into my refrigerator.
That's the fridge incident. Okay. Yeah.
You probably seen that on my channel.
I heard you talk about it.
Yeah, and at first when I saw it, I'm like, is my fridge blowing dirt into my, like, I've never seen that. Like, it was all over. Dude, I had a black person's hair. I had a Hispanic orange dyed person's hair, cat hair, cockroaches, dead cockroaches in my fucking fridge, just all over the shit, and even in the freezer. So I'm like, is my fridge fucked up? So I go to sleep. I wake up the next day. I call the police to come, and I tell them, and my neighbor's door is facing my door, and she has a doorbell camera. So if anyone came in, it would be on that camera.
Right.
So that's what I was suggesting to the cop. He was like, not trying to fucking, he's like, oh, well, he's like being a kind of a dick. And I even showed him about the gang stalking. I didn't call it gang stalking, but I'm like, I've been going through this for a long time. People doing this. I showed him the drone. Like, I probably shouldn't have shown him that, but I'm just like showing like, yeah, like this stuff is going on. I even said that they stole $33. I made that part up because so they would take it serious. Because like
Yeah.
if nothing's missing, they can't take it serious. But if there's money missing, they might be able to. So I'm
Right,
like, yeah,
yeah.
there's like 33. He turned his body cam on and he was watching me with a body cam when I'm a victim of a fucking crime.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he's
they're
like,
just trying to get evidence or information to suppress you or to.
yeah, he was in on it. Like I mean, he took 3 hours to come. 3.5 hours to come. Like I believe he was brief, but that's like I just want to give you that example. Like I don't think all cops are bad, but yeah, I see what you're saying, dude. Like that made me like, dude, I can't even call you. You can't just take a report down. You can't
Yeah.
knock and ask the neighbor to look at the camera. Like I understand it's a waste of your time, but if someone did come in and do that, it's on camera.
I think you're
So
right. That's higher than the police because this is universal. Like I think that you're right. That I think they're getting orders from higher up, and they're literally not allowed to, treat us like a normal fucking citizen. Because I've
Yeah.
had the craziest shit happen to me, and these cops have gone out of their way to not report the crimes, like furnishing alcohol to a minor. My daughter, 14 years old.
Yeah, that
I
takes
had
me off.
everything gift wrapped for them on a platter for a conviction,
Exactly.
and I was assaulted while on the phone with 911. Like, what more could you want?
Was that the person that bought the alcohol that assaulted you?
No, well, her boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah, I went to confront them. I don't believe in calling police. I believe in trying to solve problems, between people. So I went to confront them after learning, what they did. And because this is the same person that got me fired from my job. I got her the job. I gave her a ride every day for a year and a half. I lent her my car. Like I did everything for these people. There was no reason why she would have done this naturally to me. I
yeah.
believe she got in trouble and the cops were stepping on her throat. And several people, I have evidence to suggest that they they intimidate people and they use their own they use their criminal activity against them and they make them do this.
Yeah, they do it for drug buys. Like they'll get someone buying drugs and then they'll make him go undercover to get the drug dealer.
Yep. Shortly after that situation, her and her boyfriend, they got evicted. And it wasn't because of me. It was some other incident, I guess. Like a week later, and they relocated to Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. And I found somebody hacked my Facebook, and their location was showing up in Virginia Beach. Right. And during the exact same time, right. And I had evidence. I documented this. That chick, that Carrie Partial, right? I call her Chicken Wing. She makes a TikTok with just one video from Virginia Beach during this exact time, saying, "Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to make a video vlog or whatever." She says, like somebody told her she had to do it. That's the
Yeah.
impression I got. So I think they were using, throwing her under the bus because they knew I had documented evidence of somebody hacking my device at that time. So they threw it on her, and made her the scapegoat from Virginia Beach, made her produce evidence that would implicate her as the person that hacked with Facebook, It's so obvious to me. It's not even funny. So
Okay, if cops are doing this to you, like that sounds more advanced than street. That sounds like an intelligence unit in the police or something. Like people in a computer control room or something.
The drug
Doesn't
task
sound
force, Cambridge County has a drug task force, right? And I don't know what their technological capabilities are, what their different surveillance programs are, but I'm betting that they can see what anybody's doing at any time with the stingrays and everything else they have. So if they were investigating, drug activity in where I lived in my apartment building, I was at the same time, I was openly speaking out about it to my neighbors, to my friends in private about different people, and I was calling out what I saw, and they would have been following that. They would have been listening to that, and they would have probably said, "Hey, this guy's going to fuck up our operation. We need to do something about it." So, like, I laugh about it because just me speculating shit. This is all hypothetical, but it's a theory. But I really think that just me speculating and talking out loud about shit absolutely had an effect and changed what they're doing and how everything, like I controlled everything they did. The chick that died in my building, I don't think she died. I think she's in witness protection. It was all fucking really suspicious and really weird because she was working for the drug task force. She told me this. She admitted it to me. And I heard the chief of police of the next town over on her answering machine on 2 different occasions. So she was batshit crazy. So I distanced myself from her and told anybody that I cared about, any of my friends, to stay the fuck away from her. So that's when all of a sudden I started hearing that I'm talking to the feds, right? And I laughed at it. It's like, I don't even talk to anybody. Why would it matter? What are you talking about? I'm talking to the feds. So it ended up coming from her. So I think the whole thing started kind of there, with an operation to protect their asset and to discredit me. So anything I say moving forward, they would kind of snuff it out.
Okay, this is what my theory is. Like, you obviously probably explained this, but my theory on why you're gang stalked is like you were in the system because of your past, so that's how they figured out who you were. And then you got a police brutality incident, right?
Well, 2017, the chief of police filed a false police report about me and charged me with lying to a police officer, false swearing. And
Okay.
with the facts, there's evidence that should exist to this day with a 911 call that proves that this cop did this, right? That's a crime, filing a false police report. And he wrote a police report and said that I made up a phantom car to blame this wreck on that I had, an accident, and then to charge me with false swearing. And he charged me with possession. He took my prescription medication in my bottle with my name on it, took them, kept them, and then charged me with possession.
Okay.
So, like, all at the same time, and charged me with the DUI after I passed the breathalyzer and passed the field sobriety test. And he said, "You're free to go. Go ahead and get your stuff out of your car." So what changed the situation was the homeowner is involved in the town council, okay? And she didn't like that. So she started bitching, saying, "What, he's not going to jail? He's not going to jail?" So the chief of police had to kind of, he probably was between a rock and a hard place there. Does he do the right thing and then have to deal with this bitch who's in the town council and could make his life hell? Or does he just take me, who he doesn't probably doesn't respect and doesn't care about as much? Does he just throw me under the bus and try to destroy my life to make his life easier? So that's what he made the wrong decision. Probably never even imagining what would, that this is what would be the result. So I've never taken actual official action against this chief of police, but I speak openly about it. And he leaves me alone, and he's nice to my face. So that's, I believe we've come to, kind of an agreement or understanding. But I'm not going to shut up unless we can sit down and talk. We're going to sit down and talk. I'm willing to, to help the chief of police out and not try to destroy his life. I'm not all about that. I believe he's overall, has the town's best interest in his intentions, but he has to, like, at least be able to admit to me in a private conversation that he was wrong, or or whatever, so we can squash it, or it's never gonna get resolved. I'm just gonna keep speaking out, and they're gonna keep fucking targeting me covertly, and something bad's gonna happen.
So this is the difference between my gang stalking and yours. So it seems like there's different types of targeting. You're like a police, like, obviously you've been saying this for years. You're basically a police whistleblower in a small town. It looks like the police have connections. I would guess, in my opinion, I don't know, secret society. I mean, there's a gang stalking program, but the way that they're getting all these people, I believe, like, they're involved in something. Like, a lot of them are criminals.
There's got to be money somewhere to be able to motivate people to do this too. There has to be money coming from somewhere.
What do you think you can do in your situation to make your gang stalking less? Like, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a dick for saying this. I feel like if you move to a bigger city, you're still gonna get targeted, but you're not gonna have that harsh, like fucking the personal anger that you're getting now.
Right.
So what do you think the solution for your targeting? Just keep on whistleblowing and like trying to get
To be
corrupt?
honest, at this point, the only resolution I see is, like I said, if they contact me, if we have a private conversation and we work it out between us, or I get rid of the corruption one by one in this town, because I ain't going fucking nowhere. You know, I have
Okay.
more invested in this town, and have the
Yeah,
community's best interest in mind. It's better.
you have to leave your own town.
So you know what I mean. So it's up to them. Really, it's up to them. You know how this plays out. But I'm an easy guy to get along with. You know.
Yeah, I think if as time goes by, if they lighten up, they're gonna get accustomed to not harassing you as heavily, and it might get better for you. I'm not, I can't guarantee anything, but
Oh, it
what do you
has.
think?
It has.
Like, I know you might not think I'm a real target, but like hypothetically,
No,
what do you think? Do you think my gang stalking is the same, like the police and shit? Like it's the same as yours? Or you think it could be different? Like mine started with the military.
Well, you're either it's I don't know. It's one of two things. You don't know either. I mean, the answers that I'm looking for, but the stuff that you've mentioned, it's either you have mentioned it as directed conversation just towards me, because it's exactly the same shit that I've had experience that I haven't really mentioned, you know, like very specifically same shit, like holes in my walls and my apartments and fucking some of the same shit. So either
So
you know,
go over that. What was you seen my pictures, right? Like I wasn't sure if that was gang stalking because some of those were like I thought they were like natural holes. But like, what do you think? What do you think? The purpose of that? Like, what happened with you with that? The holes.
I don't know. Well, there was a specific set of holes right behind where I sit on my couch in my living room that convinced me that it was for surveillance, because there was like a stair step, a line of holes that went across, like if you're looking for a stud in a wall, that went, but it went up at an angle, and
Okay.
it started right above the level of my couch, right, and it
Mhm.
ended right above if I had a blanket on the back of my couch. So so I think they went up through the wall and they tried to poke their pinhole camera or whatever through to right behind my shoulder, you know, so they could see everything, but I wouldn't. How often you going to look right behind where you sit, you know? So
Yeah.
when they couldn't see, they had to keep going up because they didn't anticipate the blanket being there. And this is clear. I showed Dillhole this. I literally reported this to the police and showed him this. That set of holes, nobody can deny that. So I believe that they were 100%. I can imagine a device that you shove up in the wall that has a pinhole camera, and whenever you get it to the right elevation, you pull down on it, and it pokes a hole out, and you set your camera. You know what I mean? I'm just using my imagination, but it's not that hard to imagine a device like that, right?
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I YouTube pinhole cameras and like they're exactly those pinholes.
yep. So I thought at one point I thought they were doing it just to drive me crazy, to make me talk about it, so they could call me crazy. Until that happened, and I have a detector, one of those RF detectors, and for 2 weeks, there was one spot in my kitchen, in the wall, that was like the hallway wall, the hallway corridor, and it was a clear, distinct spot where the detector would go off. There was something setting this detector off right behind the wall, where there's no wiring and there's no device, and it did this consistently for a couple of weeks, right? And I checked it over and over again for a couple of weeks. It was always there, same spot. So finally, I decided. I got my tools out, and as if I was gonna in, as if I was going to install a receptacle right there. I
Yeah.
literally measured it out, cut a nice clean box. I had the blank cover to put over it when I was done, so I wasn't, destroying my walls in my apartment. You know what I mean? And I cut a nice, neat little hole for a receptacle right there. And after that, I looked inside the wall, and there was a pattern, of like a bunch of punctures, inside the
Okay.
drywall, on the inside of the drywall, right there at that level. But there was no device. I pulled the device out and checked, and the fucking signal was gone. So I'm not making
Okay.
this up. So that's why when I saw the holes behind my head, behind my couch, I put two and two together, and I figured, okay, they must have a device that they're using, you know. And so I could be wrong, but I don't think so, you know.
Yeah, I researched for my holes. They say termites do go through drywall and shit. But one of the holes, like I used to do live streams in my kitchen. That's where I was more comfortable. I was making a lot of noise because people could hear everything in my apartment. So
Right.
they would put holes in that kitchen every single day when I go to work, and I would do live streams every day. There'll be like new holes and like
Yeah.
new marks right where
Did
and nowhere
they
else in the house.
Did they cover up the old holes though when you were gone? Like you come back and the holes would be covered up?
Nah, one time I saw a hole in my living room, and I put because I heard if you put your flash on your camera and you
Yeah.
see a reflection, if you see a reflection, it's a camera lens. And a lot of the holes I didn't see a reflection, but this one I did. I was like, "What is that? Like a little bug or something?" Like it was like a little shiny reflection in one of the pinholes.
Yeah.
So
Then you probably saw a camera, but if you do, they can see you too. So they always have a step ahead of you. You know,
yeah,
they can pull out before you can actually detect anything. So just like the device I detected in my wall with the fucking detector, you know. But the disturbing thing is in my daughter's bedroom, I found a series of these same holes, and it was only on one stud pocket in her room on the wall. And it was actually on an interior wall. So it wasn't Jimmy Grabowski. I've said about this in the past, and I never I never elaborated where exactly the holes were because Jimmy Grabowski got all pissed off and thinking that I was blaming him for spying on my daughter in her bedroom because his apartment was adjacent to her bedroom.
okay.
But I never said that he put holes in the wall, and he has actively spoke out and lied about me online and said stupid shit. So fuck it. I was gonna keep that to myself. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna.
Is that your brother's friend? Hey Ed, why don't you come in here? Because I
Yeah,
want
why
to
not?
hear not because of you, because of both of us. Like we're both on here. I want to hear you like kind of argue why gang stalking is fake. If you want to join the link, you can. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. I believe you, dude. I definitely believe you. I never seen a pinhole camera in person, but just going through this experience, I don't know if they do it to fuck with you or they do a lot of shit like that just to put you down rabbit holes too.
Well,
Well, they'll just come in holes.
they kind of rely on the ability to see what you're doing for this program to work, right? They almost have to have a camera, you know, if to be effective. But what I would love more than anything, would be to um, to be able to prove that my brother is not involved. Now I understand he wants to be funny and troll me and shit, and I get that. But his actions suggest to me like it's self sabotaging. It doesn't make sense to me.
All right,
And
this is what I heard your brother say.
I,
I don't mean to interrupt, just real quick. He
you're good.
said that you made a live stream that you're going to go to Sheetz gas station on a live stream, and that he met you because you said it on a live stream. But I don't watch your channel that much, but I know you don't make live streams, and you would never, in my opinion, you would never be like, "Oh, I'm in the middle of a live stream. You know what? After this, I'm going to Sheetz gas station." Like, who does that?
Well, I was on a live stream with Scott Schmear, and I did say that I had to run to Sheets or whatever, and that I might lose connection.
Okay.
And then I walked outside and I kept live streaming, but I didn't go outside my Wi-Fi for about 15 minutes until I walked over to the car. And in that time, he didn't drive by in that time, which to me proves that the whole time he was sitting. So before I even went outside, I said I was going to Sheets and then went outside. You know,
Hmm.
he had to be sitting in the alley behind me, behind my house, the entire time. I believe that he was there to do whatever to my network or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think it was just haha to troll me, and it's still gang stalking, Ed. I don't care what you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because even if he wasn't hacking you or whatever, or like he was just fucking with you, like who has the free time to meet someone at Sheets that's their brother? Like you see your brother all the time. Like, oh, let me just fuck with him and waste my time and go to Sheets. Like it's gonna freak him out. Like who thinks like that? That's not a
Right.
gang stalker. Like, come on,
Exactly.
dude. Who's that shit that they gotta do?
I was
Like
just
to me,
talking
he
to my
was
dad.
probably stalking you.
Yes, I
This
just
is
talked to my dad earlier tonight and a couple days ago. He's still doing this. A couple days ago, he doesn't do it to me because I think he's threatened that he's going to be exposed. But my dad, he just the other day, he come down to my house and right whenever you went to leave, they do the fucking drive by you right to make sure they're right in front of you. He did this to my dad. And then my dad was going somewhere and my brother pulled off right before my dad headed to my house. And when he went to leave my house, my brother pulled right in front of him again, you know? So that's twice now. And then right whenever my dad was going home, as soon as he got home and got out of his car, right whenever he would have made sure that my dad seen him, he drives by. And there's no excuse, Ed. There's no reason why you just happen to be driving by. You're literally harassing and stalking your father, who has had a PFA against you for senior abuse. Okay, I don't know how you explain that away.
Yeah, I mean,
That just
like
happened the other day.
let's talk about the logistics of like your brother doing something like that. Like, what do you think is going on in live time in your brother's car? So is he looking at a GPS on his phone that has you guys, and like someone's telling him like yo, meet up, or do they give him instructions prior? Like, I'm just curious on like how these people would operate.
I think he has a cloned phone, like clone my device, or he's looking at a live feed out of my device's camera, or he's looking at my screen. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's more specific than that.
So but who's telling him to do that? Like in live time, you think a cop, like just some regular not plain clothes, but some regular city cop is just instructing him in live time? He's leaving now, pull out. Like that's what like.
That's the question. I don't know. That's what I don't know, because it seems like if I were him, I would have laid off and stopped this just to make sure that I didn't ruin my own life. You know what I mean? Because I would have looked at it like, okay, if I don't stop doing this, I'm going to get in trouble. It's going to be clear to everybody what I'm doing. But yet he continues, and it doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I speculate that somebody is holding their foot over on his throat. I don't know if maybe he got in trouble and law enforcement is making him do it.
But like, I understand that part, but like, what I don't think people like him don't understand, like he's being targeted too. Like you have to do these specific. To me, that's worse than being a TI. Like someone is telling you, "Oh, go outside right now." Like that's mind control. Like why can't you? Even if they are threatening you, intimidating you, like why can't you be like, "Oh, I don't feel like it." Like they have to do it. Yeah. So like,
grow a set of nuts.
Being mind controlled. Like why the fuck? What do you think? Like 20 years ago, he'd be capable of doing something like this. Like when he was younger.
No, yeah, like, I don't know at what point he got corrupted or turned into this, but this is not the the brother I grew up with. It's not the brother that everybody knew. You know, no, I didn't think he'd be capable of doing this. You know, like as a good person. You know, I didn't think he would. You know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I don't. That's where I speculate, and I really feel like somebody else is making him do it. Because listen, that would be perfect, right? They could distract me, occupy me. They have a scapegoat that they can throw everything on. That's what they always do, right? They throw somebody under the bus, to save their own ass. And Ed just doesn't realize that that's him. He's that person. Grow a set of nuts and tell them to go fuck themselves, Ed. You know, that's what I think. I enjoy making videos about him.
If I was ever a gang stalker, I never would do it. But like, I'd be the type of person that would just snitch. I would make a video. I probably would like hide myself and like release all the information I know and just risk it, because I just can't see myself listening to someone tell me something.
you could just suck at it. You know, you could just suck so bad at it that they won't want to use you for it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, oops,
Yeah,
I didn't mean to expose the program. You know, maybe
yeah,
that's what you're doing. I don't know.
yeah. That's just me. I mean, I don't think would ever try to recruit me just because of that. Like I try to whistleblow on as much stuff as I can. Like a lot of my other content, you know, it's not. I don't know if it's the truth or not, but that's like me whistleblowing. Like, oh, the 33s and this like stuff like that. Like, I feel like I've been labeled as someone like you can't be trusted to run this program with.
Right. Like my kid does that. My kid, he purposely sucks at doing the dishes so that I don't make him do the dishes. You know,
Yeah,
I can learn that from him. So, you know, try that, Ed. It shouldn't be too hard. If that's the case, if I'm right and they're putting you up to this, then I have no ill will, no hard feelings. I understand 100%. They're tyrants. I believe, you know, I'm after them, not the people that they fucking intimidate and exploit to do this shit. I feel bad for those people.
like he can sit here and call me mentally ill. Like all he wants. Like I feel sorry if it's true that he's gang stalking, he has to do this shit, and he's been doing it for this long. Like I just feel sorry for him that he can't fucking like free Ed, dude. Like you're fucking. Like I know you don't want to do this shit. I know you don't want to fucking synchronize with your brother, bro. I know you have better shit to do. But
Right.
Nervous Demon Terror, come into the chat, dude.
He said, imagine being so low you turn on your own. Right, exactly.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me. That's why I was saying come into. Oh, he's talking about his brother, your brother. I'm sorry, but
I would assume that's what he's talking about.
the reason why I asked him in the chat because he's one of these people that like he first of all he claims to be a TI. He has no evidence. All he does, you know what he's doing? He's gang stalking Nerve. Like I really thought about it. He's Nerve
Yeah.
Gorilla's gang stalker.
I think so
Like
too. It seems like it.
yeah, like you don't have anything to contribute besides Nerve is a demon tear and Nerve is evil. Like, but like this is the thing. Like he's alluded to, oh, I'm a Black Hebrew Israelite fake TI. Like, come in and talk to me, dude. I did a live stream. Like, I'm sorry, that pisses me off. Where someone like never gives a testimony, they never show evidence, and then they watch anybody showing evidence. Oh, well, they're still a perp. I just don't understand that.
They just come on here like what, a month or two ago, a couple months ago. We're calling
Nah.
him Ryan, I think, right? His name? Are we calling him Ryan?
Nah, I never had him on my channel, but I've seen him on other people's channel. But he was talking about me, saying, "No, he must be a Black Hebrew Israelite. He's not a real TI." It's like, come on, come talk to me then.
What is the Black Hebrew Israelite? What the hell does that mean? You know, these people.
It's
I laugh at the labels. They use these labels.
yeah, like
Get people to control people and get people against each other. It's just a label. You know?
it's okay to make an accusation, but if someone's willing to talk to you, you know, just stop accusing them of shit. If they're having an open platform, they're willing to show evidence. It's not about me. It's about you or anybody. It's just it doesn't help anything.
Oh, that's Ryan with the man titties. Wait, is that Neckbeard?
Nah, that's not Neckbeard. That's Nerve is a demon terror is a guy that attacks Nerve Gorilla,
Yeah,
like relentless. But that's Neckbeard is on Andros edits.
I've
That's
never
not-
heard Andrew's edits voice. I never watched his videos or anything. So
He's got like
I've
a
never-
similar to Nerve. I think Nerve is a demon terror is using a voice changer. That's why I think I think he's a gang stalker for good because he's gang stalking Nerve Gorilla.
Yeah.
If he is, Nerve
Yeah.
Gorilla could use him gang stalking in his life. I feel like.
I want to say on the record, Nerve's a demon terror. If I've ever said anything about you in my videos, I don't have anything against you at all. I don't agree with most of what you say, but I support you in trolling Nerve Gorilla.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just suspicious about people that come on and like he's not going to make a video saying I'm a TI. He's never even claimed it, but he's so interested in the topic. Not saying he's a perp or a gang stalker, but he's using a voice changer. Like, what are you hiding? This is coming from someone that's hidden his face for years, but still.
I mean, it might be his real voice, but I don't know. I wouldn't be. I would use a voice changer if that was my real voice. Put it that way. But
Yeah,
did you hear the dude that came on Nerves Live the other day? Ray, what the hell was his name?
Do you know the
set it up.
video? I was looking for it. What's the video title called? I'm not gonna play it, but what was it called?
I have the whole video downloaded. I don't know what it was called though. He set it up. I think it had the guy's name in it, and the guy, he's either schizophrenic or because he was stuck in his own beliefs but had no evidence to support any of them. He kept talking about the I don't know, the controllers, the psyops. He kept talking about the psyops, and it was like an hour and a half, 2 hour fucking conversation, I think. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
Nerve took it easy on him, and I could hear it in Nerve's voice whenever he was like holding back his laughter and then asking him, if he had a troubled childhood and stuff like that. But he kept going to talk to his landlord. I don't think the guy was going to talk to his landlord. I think he was talking to his mother or his father. He sounded like a kid, like a teenager to me.
Oh shit. Do you think that was like set up by Nerve to like discredit us? Yeah.
I do. I think it's another one of his fucking
Like Leanne.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. That's 100%. I was gonna make a video on it. That's why I have it downloaded. But I don't know. It's not.
So you think Nerve is a gang stalker? Do you think? What do you think? What do you think he is?
Yeah, I think he's a prison guard, to be honest.
Why do you
This
say
is
that?
something that I see the biggest group of people out of what I've noticed, my observations that are doing this seem to be people that work in the Bureau of Prisons or prison guards. You think about it, they have all day to do nothing, really, to
Said not
be adult babysitters, and they have their phones, right? They can sit there on their devices, right? It makes sense that they would be the most involved in this. And I see prison guards openly doing the same tactics to a whole bunch of people in the auditor community, the First Amendment auditors. It's so obvious to me.
What they're being like.
Yeah, they're doing like everything, the red shirt stuff, the online slander campaigns, the blatant mirroring. The mirroring's a big one, where they just mirror you and blame you for what they're doing to you. And they have channels like that are actually prison guards. They have no problem admitting it. So Frauditor Wrangler Frauditor, whatever, Michael Kaiser.
No, I never heard of him.
White Rabbit did the video in the past that had this Michael Kaiser on it, but Michael Kaiser is in trouble with the law. Okay, he's actually being indicted on murder or something, I think, and he has a big following. And all he does is sit there and attack and discredit for public safety. It's a channel, a couple people that expose corruption, right? They actually very public one in Indiana or Kentucky. I'm sorry, in Meade County, Kentucky, where the sheriff Jesse Knoll, I think is his name. He was on that 60 Days In shit. That show. You remember 60 Days In?
We just go to jail for 60 days for no reason.
Yeah, they used his jail in that show. So that literally the sheriff in Meade County, Kentucky, they ended up exposing his corruption, and he got sentenced to 60 days in. And as a result of it, this all just kind of finally all came full circle recently here in the last month or so.
Okay.
So if you check out the channel, it's for public safety. They actively go around and expose any sheriff's department, police, prisons, that law enforcement basically that are corrupt, and they're making a lot of noise. So this frauditor community, they're the anti-First Amendment auditors.
Yeah,
it's really obvious that it's just a bunch of people that work in prison, as prison guards and cops and shit like that. They all banded together and they go online. They want to be YouTube famous, and they attack the First Amendment auditors by calling them frauditors. It's a big movement. These people have it's easy to get a channel with thousands and thousands of subscribers if you start auditing, or if you become a frauditor, it's like cherry picking. It's quick content that'll get you a whole bunch of subscribers really quick. So
Yeah,
I just came
I see
across it, you know, I
that.
seen these tactics and shit, and I was like, wow, it's the fucking same thing.
Yeah, I think YouTube has its own counter intelligence thing going on, like on all niches and algorithms and shit. So
Yeah,
that's why you think Nerve Gorilla is a prison guard because he has a lot of free time.
I think he's a prison guard because he so adamantly goes against TIs, and I think TIs are people that got put on a list by law enforcement. So they just universally go after anybody on the list that's on YouTube.
Okay.
That's what I believe, and there has to be money in it somewhere. I think that's why I think the money has a big role to play in this.
I
These
think,
people wouldn't be so motivated to do this if they weren't getting paid.
yeah, I believe that those frauditors, like the people that are calling out the auditors, are definitely perps and agents. But in my opinion, Nerve Gorilla is some like what's it called? Like a government troll. Because look at all the people he argued with. Flat Earth, like it's
Yeah.
everything the government wants to control. Gang stalking, Flat Earth, any major conspiracy that has a movement of people that like the government needs to keep an eye on, he's against. Like,
Bingo. Yep, he's
so
a
that's
paid
why
federal perp.
he could be a prison guard though.
Paid
I
federal
mean,
perp. Well, he does work somewhere, right? And Donovan let it slip once or twice that the reason he has handcuffs is because he's a security guard, and Donovan's an idiot. So I took that as as a slip up, you know.
oh, he
Like, oh,
has
he's
something?
that's what Donovan said. Donovan was literally going out of his way to explain why Nerve has handcuffs. I didn't know he had handcuffs until Donovan said that.
We got a new person in the chat. What's up? Who is this?
Yo, what's up?
Oh, what's up,
Oh,
Ryan?
so
Still
this is
going by
Nerve.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's up with you and Nerve Gorilla?
What goes around comes around.
Okay, he is using a voice changer because I just heard the echo of your voice, conspiracy, in his background, but as his voice. Did you catch that?
Oh. Yeah, turn down the stream, Ryan or whatever your name is. Turn off if you have it on another screen, turn it off. So because there's an echo. But yeah, I didn't catch that pattern. But yeah, I knew he was using a voice changer. No one's voice sounds like that.
Change your voice changer to something like I don't know, like a little girl or something. That'd sound better.
So what's
So
good?
what's it? Chilling. So why do you hate like I understand why anybody would not like Nerve Gorilla because he's so against gang stalking, but how did you even find his channel?
Well, a couple of years ago, somebody linked me the channel, and I saw the shit he was doing, and it's pretty damn unacceptable.
A couple years. You've never chatted. You went a couple years without chatting at all in his videos.
Well, I might have done it like at the beginning, but I'm sure he banned me because he's not a genuine person. I mean, he's just a fake character.
I was just asking. You know, I'm just curious because it's been what over 2 years now. I've been involved with unwillingly involved with Nerve Gorilla. So I just never seen you before until a couple months ago. Did you have a different name or
Doesn't matter.
something? Well, kind of. I was just curious. It's hard to know what people's intentions are unless unless you give them a little.
The intention should be pretty clear. It's expose Nerve Gorilla for being a scumbag piece of shit.
Well, he's
I mean,
already exposed, isn't he?
Yeah, he's already done that to himself.
So that's cool. So,
Well, you know, he's pretty much got his pants down at this point. If you haven't noticed yet, he hasn't really tagged me in any video or even done one single response. I mean, but he'll respond to a channel with 2 subs and that was created yesterday
how does that make you
just
feel?
because they're documented. Well, a little sketch.
I mean, you kind of got to establish yourself for, why doesn't he go after
Well,
you?
we already established that that's untrue because of what I just said about if you make a channel and the next day you make a video about gang stalking, you know what he's going to do. So you're a smart guy, right?
Right. So why doesn't he go after you? That is a good question.
Well, you're a smart guy, right?
Yeah, I consider myself intelligent, but I'm not the smartest guy. I'm just asking, like, don't you wonder why he doesn't go after you too?
I've been making videos for 2 months. I have over 120, I think, counting.
I watched
And
a
pretty
couple of-
soon, I'm going to take over the entire search results for Nerve Gorilla. And he's going to have, just like he tags 273 people in almost every post, right?
Yeah.
Well, soon he's going to have 273. And then he's going to have 373. And
I
then
get it.
every time anybody searches Nerve Gorilla, it's only going to be one thing over and over and over again.
I like it. I support it. I think my theory is that because you kind of let it be known that you were kind of bothered, but that he wouldn't acknowledge you. That's why he won't acknowledge you. Just a theory, but that's what he likes to do. He likes to find your triggers and then exploit them. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Well, it's just going to go on, and it's just going to look more and more sketch by the day. And basically, he's got his pants down. I mean, his pants were already down, and
I don't
he's
think
pretty
he was
much
ever
going to
wearing
be fucking.
pants. I'm excited to
But I'll
watch
respond to that little butt buddy he has named Andros. So I'll go ahead and make some response videos to him because he's going through the entire channel right now trying to debunk video by video, video by video. And I'll just go in there and respond video by video, by video, by video, one at a time. I can do this as much time as it takes.
Whose videos is he trying to debunk?
All my videos.
Oh, your videos. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, I just noticed the other day he started tagging me in videos. I only knew about the guy because
Well,
Matrix made a hilarious fucking video. That was hilarious. I laughed my ass off.
I'll tell you
I
what.
never.
The only time Nerve Gorilla tagged me one time. Go to the community post, his community post, and go to my shorts, and you can find it. One time he tagged me, he used his one eye symbolism. So there you go.
Okay, what did he do? What do you mean?
Look at the video.
I don't. What did he do? Can you explain what he did?
He used this dumb thumbnail, obviously, but in the background there was this mural, and it was colored, right? And there was a guy standing on the right in the foreground, blocking the right eye in the background. And this mural then formed a one eye. So
I got you.
that's what I was trying to explain.
So what do you think Nerve Gorilla is? Do you think he's a gang stalker? Do you think he's part of like secret societies?
He's part of secret societies.
Do you think it's possible that that some people on the internet or some paid federal perps just exploited secret societies and this one eye symbolism and ran with it just to send a bunch of people down that rabbit hole? Because I don't understand how you go after a secret
The
society.
communication method, it's all chicken feed at the end of the day, lest we forget. I mean, literally everything you see on this Black Mirror screen is literal chicken feed that they sent. They send it out as disinformation. It's about 30% truth, 70% truth, 40% lies, 50% lies, but it's still truthful. It's just leading you astray in the wrong direction.
So do you think there's actual agencies or an identifiable body that we can link to the secret societies? Because that's who I go out. I'm trying to expose. Because I don't know how you
90% of police, 90% of police are Freemasons, right? So fraternal order of the police, and then they make these secret vows. They swear to protect one another in secret. This is a secret bond they have with their brothers, and it supersedes their commitments that they've made to the Constitution.
Right. I agree with you, but I just don't. I look at rationally at the situation, and I don't think anybody is going to be able to take down the Freemasons. You know what I mean? So I just set my sights on goals that are attainable. So if you pick them apart from the inside, you know what I mean? We know that cops are Freemasons. We know that law enforcement. So I try to ignore the Freemasonry shit because it kind of takes the attention away from the actual people.
Well, when you go to audit the police and you tell them you don't know that they've made a secret promise between each other that's stronger than the Constitution, then yeah, we're pretty fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all just kind of speculation and hearsay. But when we can hold them accountable and show clear evidence of their misconduct that and use the law against them, that's where we can make a difference, I don't know, I'm just I believe in sharing ideas and bouncing theories off each other to find solutions. So I just don't I could be wrong, but I just think that you kind of are controlled opposition when you go online and just talk about secret societies and Freemasons and stuff like that. Because
who's doing that? Are you saying I'm doing that?
Isn't that what you're doing? I mean,
I'm not doing that.
I just think the
First of all,
Freemasonry aspect is irrelevant.
Okay, except they're a large percentage of the population.
But we're never going to be able to do anything about that. The Freemasons are going to be around. They've been around for thousands of years. They're still going to be around.
That wasn't what I said. I didn't say there's anything to do about it. I said they're a large percentage of the population.
Yeah, but I don't think all of them are doing this. You know what I mean?
Is all of them a large percentage, or is it all of them?
I'm just saying all the Freemasons, that are in the Freemasonry. I highly doubt that every one of them are involved in this or are willingly involved in this shit, because there are a lot of good people that work for Masonics, the Masons, and they do a lot of things for the community. So that's where I think it's a setup to get people against you. You know what I mean?
All right, like when they set up PSYOP, and then all those Masons take part as actors in the PSYOP, right? At these different stage sets, such as Newtown, such as Pulse,
But when you talk about it, you now have gotten all of the Masons against you by calling them out. Now, if it was only half of them before, now they're all against you. You see what I mean? How it's a trap. That's all I'm saying. I'm just offering a different perspective. That's all.
Well, I'm just saying it would explain a lot of their organizational skills.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I agree that there's clearly a Freemasonic, a very obvious and prevalent Freemasonic aspect to the whole fucking thing. But I just understand and I see through their they've have these plants and traps that they set for all of us. That's why I look at everything like, okay, what are they trying to get me to do? And I kind of feel like they they're walking us right into a trap by using the labels and everything, because they are so powerful.
I'm the ones that are responsible and hold them accountable. If the fire chief comes up to you and if you think that's just basically a stage set, just go ask him, are you Freemason? And he'll probably say that, yeah. Or if he's the supervisor will be a Grand Mason. So there you go.
Well, okay, maybe I'll put it this way. Labels in general, any labels. If you're a certain religion, a certain race, your political stance, right? They're all labels, right? We can call them labels, right? I feel like any label whatsoever is only used to divide society, to divide us, to keep us in conflict, right? And when you use a label like that, you're only playing into their game, and you're actually controlled opposition, because the people that have established this plan, they're clearly know what they're doing. It's a
So they're in
pride
like
complex.
they're in like a gang, but they're in like a gang of brothers.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck are we even talking about here?
exactly.
And they run the
So,
police and the fire department and the politicians. So what are we even talking
right,
about here?
we got some catching up to do if we hope to fucking do anything about it, right?
Yeah,
gotta
like
Let
the
me-
same ones that were right there at the Boston Marathon in 2013, and were
So-
basically the ones that were directing the stage set and right. Lest we forget, all of these unbelievable events are
I'm
very
not
close
arguing
to
with
opera house almost every time.
Like I said, I'm not denying, I'm not arguing with you on that. I agree with you. I'm
Let's-
just saying.
Let's get Immaterial Man in here. He's been in here waiting for a minute. But real quick before Immaterial Man talk, Nerve. I mean, Nerve is a demon terror. Are you targeted? Just yes or no. Like, are you being gang stalked?
I mean, it seems like it. I mean, I see the tactics. So what do you think?
What do you
I
mean?
don't-
What am I
You
supposed
didn't
to
tell
think?
us what the tactics are, though.
We
Like,
don't
what are
see
you
the
doing?
tactics.
We just see you attacking Nerve Gorilla. Like, I'm not questioning you whether you're. So I was just wondering. It seems like your agenda is just to attack Nerve Gorilla.
Well, on the channel, yeah.
I mean, we know that
I mean, have you
they
seen the
send
name of
people.
the channel?
We know they send people to YouTube to create these fake. Like you even said it, right? A fake beef, right? They set up these fake beefs.
How can there be a fake beef between one person? One
You
guy
and
isn't responding. Yeah, okay, so if there's a beef, there has to be two parties. It has to go both ways. What are you even talking about?
You have a beef, don't you? Have a beef,
He hasn't responded to any videos.
but you have a beef with Nerve Gorilla, right? I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm
Like
posting videos and he's not responding. That's what's
I
going on. When he responds, I guess we're having a beef then.
well, no, then it's a mutual beef. I'm just saying that we know that they send chaos agents
You
into
said
YouTube.
each other. You said with each other. I do have problems with this piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
He doesn't
does he have
seem-
problems with me? I mean, according to the official fiction, he said I'm a Baba Booey and
Yeah.
I'm not worthy of responding. Okay,
That's what it is.
so-
Baba Booey. Baba Booey. That's the word I was looking for. That's it. All right. I'm sorry. I'll let you go ahead. Is Immaterial Man, thank you so much. I laughed my ass off earlier today.
You talking about my my live from earlier?
Absolutely. That was epic.
Can you guys hear me all right? I got headphones in. Is my voice decent?
Yeah.
A little muffled, but it's okay.
I'm a little muffled.
Yeah,
take
we
your
can
mask
understand you.
All right, let me just take them out real quick. Hold on.
To catch anybody up, if they know what I'm talking about, he did a stream earlier on Chief Handler, and I'll leave it at that. It was epic. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I had to get that guy, man. That guy has bothered us all in the community, so I had to take my shot and fucking shoot right in his face. So that was me, and I knew he was gonna come on. I knew he was gonna be bothered with what I was gonna say because he cares that much. Like he cares way too damn much about what the fuck we're talking about. A guy who claims to have what fucking hundreds, thousands of dollars or whatever the fuck. He has a 500K house by the lake somewhere,
Yeah.
fucking in bumfuck knows where. And he's worried about us. He's this successful. Like real rich and successful people aren't fucking on the internet trolling. That's facts. So this guy's a fucking fag. in my opinion.
Yeah, you found his Achilles heel. That's for sure.
I found his what?
And Nerve only puts 50 hours in a week. He puts in like 80 hours.
Yeah, his Achilles heel. I said you found.
Yeah, Nerve Gorilla is another beast altogether. But I mean, I've gone in his Jitsi chat and trolled him. You know, went in there and flexed and shit. You know, strongest boss in the building and all that. Like, I don't let those guys get to me. So I don't let them.
You know how Nerve Gorilla talks about an open internet?
Open source and all that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but when you actually go in there and confront him, and if you say a bunch of shit that goes against like pretty much the absolute mainstream scientific establishment. They'll just basically either end the stream or boot you and start playing some Phil Henry radio that's so gay. And just like that show is the most dumb, like appeals to normie humor, just absolute retard level of shit. And he thinks he's witty watching that dumbass Phil Henry radio bullshit.
You know, right now, if he's watching this, he's sitting back smiling at his work because he's got you like obsessing over him. So his, that's his goal either way. I'm blocked. I mean, I thought it was just everybody knew that's what he did.
Yeah, he blocked me too because I don't know, like I'm not gonna say like I just listened to everything that he says, but I figured out Jitsi. Like he was trying to get us to figure out Jitsi. It actually is a safe fucking free live streaming platform, and you can live stream as long as you want, and you're not going to be charged like fucking what StreamYard does. I feel like StreamYard's a little bit better in my opinion, just because of the icon photo is larger, but that's just like a small minute thing. I don't know. It works the same. A lot of people thought he was trying to get us to go there so he could hack us. That aspect of things is false. As far as him being a hacker, he could be like, Conspiracy Underground might be onto something with that. He tries to come across as innocent, like he's just only trying to help, but yet he's putting a lot of people down. I called him out for his fucking attitude because he expects people to listen to him, yet, we're like people aren't going to listen to him, and he's constantly putting people down and fucking talking trash and berating people. That's really not how you reach people, unless you like do it in an entertaining, and like me and Conspiracy Underground understand that like we're 90s kids, like so. You know the 90s sitcoms and shit, like we grew up on that. But there's a certain way to do it, but he's like honestly berating people and trying to fucking make people feel bad about themselves and then like have them bow their head to him. And it's like, no, that's not gonna fucking work. Nobody's gonna respect you. You want respect, or do you want people to fucking think you're a little bitch? Like you're getting the opposite of what you want.
Speaking of the devil, he's here. I wonder why he won't join the chat. We have to all leave and go to his Jitsi chat, I guess.
Oh, there's nothing sketchy about that at all. We've already confirmed that link is 100% safe. And if you don't click it, you're a chicken, you're a coward, you're lower than the lowest of the low.
I mean, he's using social engineering. That's why I call him. I don't know if he's a hacker, but everything, if you were to talk to a cybersecurity specialist, it's like, don't click his link. There's a reason why he wants you to click his link. Like, that's just my opinion. I don't know if he's a hacker, but he knows how to hack. He's very smart.
And when he does, my bad. But I was saying, like, when he does his live stream, he doesn't do live streams where he has his phone number on the screen, and it's like, yeah, you can actually call this phone number he has. I don't care if it's a Google phone number. I mean, people would be way more willing to call in, I think, if he just did it that way or through Discord, but no, I mean, of course, he's never going to do it for StreamYards. He's way too good for StreamYards. So the only way you're going to get through it is to click that open source link.
It could just be that he wants to engage with TIs just so that he can get content to discredit the whole subject because he's a counterintelligence operative. That's another possibility. But if that was the case, why would he care that we were saying his link is not safe?
You guys hear me?
What's up, Nerf?
I'm just about on my way out here. Let's get things right. I'm not a hacker. How many times do I have to say I'm not a hacker? How many times? Nobody in the history of the internet has ever called me a hacker before. Only TIs. I'm not a hacker. I tinker with things, yes, but that doesn't make you a hacker, dude. Also, hacker's not a bad word. It's a good word.
I think you hacked.
Do you know how to hack people?
I don't know how to hack. No. I made one video recently about hacking, and you could see me struggling. I don't do it, dude. I mess with things. I'm a tinkerer. It's like I'm not an agent. How many times do I have to say it? Can you guys get things right? That's all. Jesus.
Hey, Nerv. I got a question, man.
I'm eating. I'm about to go to work. What's up, man?
Oh, you are eating. Okay. I was like, what's going on, bro?
An agent would say that, though, wouldn't they?
Oh, man. All right, everybody. Ernest P. Worrell here.
Hey, your parents teach not to talk with your mouth full. Like, come on, I can
No kidding. Why didn't you guys fucking stream in the morning? Why don't you guys get in voice chat in the morning when I'm awake?
Oh,
Or
I stream all the fucking time, sometimes all the way to 2 p.m. or so, and nobody's got the guts anymore to come at me. I just, you know, it's a
Okay.
debate.
Say,
come on.
didn't you
Why,
say
why,
that he's
why do you keep saying that?
Didn't you say he's
I've come in your jitsi like how many times and flexed and everything. What do you
No,
mean?
I know. No, you got guts. I'll give you credit. You got castanets between your legs.
how many times have I been in your jitsi?
Well, it's been a while.
Yeah, but I've been there like 3-4 times, right?
Well, you still got problems with me, and you got to resolve them. You don't just, throw hand grenades and run.
No, I don't.
By the
have
way,
to
who's a little midget in the background?
Isn't it true that you said in one of your streams that you slept for 24 hours straight one time? Are you on some sort of drugs, like stimulants?
Hey, dude. Have you ever agreed with anything I ever said in my life? No, you haven't, because you're just a
Specifically
contrarian.
asking about the 24.
No, you're a contrarian. I don't want to talk to you. You're a contrarian. I don't want to talk to you.
Didn't you say once on live stream that
Look,
you
this
slept
guy's got a problem with
24 hours
everything.
straight?
If I said I had blue hair right now, he'd have a problem. If I said I had white hair, he'd also have a problem. Nothing this guy he'll never agree with
No,
me.
the main
He's
issue
just
is the
contrarian.
gang stuff. No, the main issues is the gang
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, you're really. All right, Midge. All right, Midge.
So I tried telling him you gotta
Okay.
be able to come to the table.
See, isn't he just exposing himself? He's basically got his pants completely down right now. This is a complete admission of guilt.
No, you don't do anybody any favors by just trying to use those grimy, slimy tactics that they use.
Huh?
Well,
Like-
and
like
I was
putting
asking
you
him a
on
very
drugs.
basic, direct question. Like, he said this on stream. These were his own words. Apparently.
I think we've all slept 24 hours straight before at some point or another.
No,
Yeah,
you
what's
can't
the big
sleep
deal?
24 What are you talking about? Sleep 20? Are you a vampire?
Some people get exhausted, dude. Some people take long hikes and get
24
tired.
hours straight? You have to be on meth, dude, or you have to be on some sort of
Nah,
stimulant.
you can have a lot of sex and then
Dude,
sleep all
Dude.
weekend.
24
Hey,
hours?
do you not know? Do you not know? I've never smoked in my life. I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol. What the fuck? Who ever thought that about me ever?
So
You said
what-
you smoked weed, though. You said when you were younger you used to smoke weed, didn't you?
Yeah, marijuana.
You didn't inhale.
So
it.
But is that, who considers that a drug really anymore? It's almost illegal these days.
Well, how'd you do it? Did you smoke it?
Abe does.
Nope.
Yeah, very like 4 times maybe max. Yeah.
So, Nerve, let me
Yeah,
ask you,
no,
what do we have to do to prove that gang stalking exists? Like, hypothetically, not like, what do you need? A government document? Do you need like a whistleblower? Like, what would convince you
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And if you had a whistleblower with evidence, yeah, the reason why the difference between TIs and
Yeah.
Edward Snowden is that Edward Snowden had a lot of evidence.
What do you consider evidence, though?
Well, like real government documents, that's one thing. I mean, somebody who was actually hired to do this, one person who has actual testimony and evidence of where you can get hired to be a gang stalker. I mean, where does this shit take place? Nobody ever says.
Well, I think we can start with the classified list of the watch list that the feds have, because there's a lot of fucking people on that classified watch list, right?
Yeah, I know watch lists probably exist, but see, my girlfriend's yelling now. I gotta get going, man. So you guys should stream in the morning when I have time. We could talk about everything. No limits. All right, see you guys.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like he got out of here before I could say it, but I mean, yeah, Edward Snowden leaked a bunch of classified documents, but like not everybody in the fucking world saw it. Like only a certain percentage of people saw it, and most people don't even know who Edward Snowden is. Like fucking the Gen Z generation probably has no fucking idea who the guy is.
Right? He's in Moscow for a reason. Yeah. That's the only place he can be safer that doesn't have extradition to the United States.
Yeah, we'll see you, pale gorilla, Mr. Whatever, man.
I mean, the feds always have to have their hand on the wheel, right? They have to have control some way, shape, or form. They can't, so they need to have their plants and they need to have their agents and shit. I mean, we can all agree, right?
So,
Have
I feel-
have
I feel like you. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt. My bad,
You're
Patton.
good. You're good. I was saying we could all agree they have plants, intelligence plants in every major media, every controllable aspect of society, right? I mean, I thought that was obvious.
Well, yeah. So, all right, I feel like there is an elephant in the room that me and Mister Underground need to clear up real quick. So, whatever you want to say to me, man, go for it. I'll say whatever. Like honestly, I'm gonna start it off real quick, and then you can pick up off of me if you want.
Okay.
So, like, I know that you felt like I've discredited this evidence. Yes, I will admit that, what I'm saying, as a TI, as somebody who has experienced, game tracking. Yeah, like some of the
Hold up,
break-ins.
hold up. You keep covering up your mic or something.
Yeah, I missed half of what you said.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better?
Yep.
Is it clear? Like I'm not like muffled or nothing?
No, it keeps kind of going muffled for a second, then clear, then muffled, then clear. So I don't know what's.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Let me move over a little bit in my room.
Just don't talk directly into the mic. I think it's probably your. I don't know. I don't know what you're using.
All right, we better? We good?
Nah, it's still a little muffled. Do you have your finger over the microphone or something? Like your hand?
Or is it too close to your mouth?
All right, better?
Yeah, seems to be.
Better now?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, like I know that you thought that I discredited, or was trying to discredit your evidence somehow, some way, which I really wasn't this last time. I know we both took shots at each other in the past, and we had issues and shit. So like in my gang stalking experience, I've gotten a lot of things that other TIs have gotten, but I mostly talk about what I see. That's why fucking, you always hear me talking about the shit that I see in Walmart and King Supers and places that I go, because that's what they target me with. They target me with people getting in my way, synchronizing with me, looking at me fucking weird for no reason at all. Like it'll be random people and they'll just turn around and fucking look at me in a crowd of like a bunch of people around me. And I'm like, what the fuck are these people looking at? So it's like I talk about the things that I get the most. And yeah, I've seen fucking one headlights and fucking like I got one headlights on fucking film before, and I got it. It's funny too. I got one guy walking by me in a red shirt, and then a one headlight fucking drives right by, like, not even 60 seconds later, as the guy's fucking walking, off. And I got a fucking somebody sitting with one car door open and shit, like fucking just being weird. So yeah, like I talk about, mostly like what I experienced the most, and I'm sure that we all do. You obviously you talk about the break-ins. My only issue with the break-ins is like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever been broken in on, and if I have, they did a damn good job to fucking not let me know that they broke in on me. I live with a roommate, right? We've been like, he's kind of my homie and shit, and like we've been roommating for the past, like 5 years and shit. And so like yeah, like when I'm at work, like he's not always at work when I'm at work, and like sometimes he's home, and then even when he is gone, like fucking, he's got his room. Like we respect each other's shit, and then like when I come home, like nothing's out of place. Like nothing. Like maybe I might misplace something, and then I'm like, shit, what I do with that? And then I find it later because I'm just absent-minded or fucking having a stressful day or some shit. So that's just me. Like I personally have never experienced, like being broken on by gang stalkers or thinking that the gang stalking program broke in on me. Now when I say that and then I talk about my experiences, I'm really not trying to discredit anybody. Like honestly, when I did say that you were lying, mostly it was just to fuck with you, man. Okay, it really was. It was just to fuck with you, bro. And then like Targeted Patton heard me say that too, and he was trying to explain to me that he gets the break-ins too, but he didn't take it personal. Like when I like said I don't experience it, but so yeah, like I can see why you got a little upset or whatever, because I was trying to take a shot at you. But personally, outside of taking shots and being petty and trying to do entertainment and comedy and beef and shit, like I just never experienced it. And same with the drone. I've never seen a drone except for I had this one time, right, where I was at the park, and it was right after I think like I had listened to you talking about drones, and I think it was around the time we was like, you know, last beefing in 2022 or whatever. And I went to the park and found a drone, like one of the small ones that you can buy from Walmart, and it was just like chilling right where I was walking by. So I wondered if that was a subliminal message from somebody who could have possibly been part of the gang stalking program, like, oh, you don't get drones, so well, here we're gonna let you find one, you know, just to shoot a subliminal at you. So I could be wrong. It could just been some kid or some teenager got stoned and forgot and left it there. I don't fucking know, you know. I try not to blame everything on gang stalking, and I know like some people can also criticize me because you know I do talk about the extraterrestrial phenomenon and the possibility of reptilians and human hybrids being behind it. Like I know that my shit's like otherworldly. I mix in the otherworldly shit with it too, but it's just part of my experience because like I've seen people synchronize with me in the store without being on their phone and without like having any technology in their hand and without like, you know, having a device or anything. So what do you call that? That's got to be like some telepathy or they got some mind powers or some shit, or it's mind control. Is it the simulation mind controlling people? Are some people NPCs? This is why I bring this shit up, you know? So,
well, so with your videos, I saw your Walmart videos, and again, like, yeah, I know I'm a dickhead on the internet, and a lot of people don't like me and shit because I act like an asshole to get basically attention and views and shit. Like I used to, at least. But I saw your video with the Walmart, and like when I saw it, I didn't automatically dismiss it. Oh, that's just people singing. No, I was like, the way they were synchronizing with you was like gang stalking. Like I even said that. But my whole deal is I don't have a problem with you. I don't think you're a fake TI until you start, like you just mentioned that drone video. Like I'm putting out, in my opinion, really good evidence that a drone is fucking following me. I know it's hard to believe watching it from another computer or from a different perspective. And I have Nerve Gorilla, who acts like counterintelligence, saying it's Jupiter, it's this and that for years. And then like you come out and you made that video. I don't know, like from a TI perspective, it looks like you were trying to discredit me. Like that's what I'm saying. There's been a couple videos like that where it's not like beef and it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like that
makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you directly say anything, but like to me, that's just like, why would you even waste your time? And you bring this little toy drone, like, oh, is that the drone that's following Conspiracy Underground? It's too small. It doesn't have a light on it. Well, they're using a military drone. It's worth $150,000. You put a $20 drone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion and all that, but some of the videos you did, they weren't like beef. They're like, it seemed like trying to discredit me. But like, this is my whole thing, and like why I get kind of angry. It's like, there's people, it's multiple people, you know, I deserve it because I'm an asshole, but it's like they go out of their way to make videos for like months and months, just like purely to discredit what I'm saying. So like, that's why like I would in the past call you a gang stalker. Like knowing your channel, I don't know you personally, just watching you, I always felt like you were a genuine person and I always liked your content. So like with the whole alien thing, like, yeah, that sounds otherworldly, but when I seen your videos, like if you show me something, I'm the type of person I'll respect it. You showed me it, you're willing to talk about it, I'll take your word for it. But there's a thing in the TI community, it's not just you, it's everybody, where it's like nothing is fucking good enough. Like we're a TI, I'm a TI, you're a TI, I'm showing you something, but you can't ever say I'm a real TI, but you'll spend, and it's not you, I'm not saying you, this is everybody does this. You'll spend years just saying this guy's fake or I don't believe this story. But instead of like right now we're talking, this is good. Like, you say your opinion, I say my opinion, and like we get a better understanding of each other. I feel like this is better than just back and forth videos, which I'm guilty of course, but I'm trying to stop doing that as much.
Yeah. And you know, honestly, dude, like I'm a fucking Scorpio, so we hold fucking grudges. You know what I'm saying? We can hold grudges for a long time. And honestly, I feel like you remember like late 2021 when you said I sneak dissed you, or you know whatever made you think I sneak dissed you, and that's what started it. And then you like banned me from your channel. And then remember that shit where you said everybody was in the gulag? Like that shit fucking irritated me. I was like, all right, bro. All right.
Let me just tell you something. Like that's not me. Like that was just a persona I was putting on. Like at first I was serious about like exposing gang stalking, but again I was just like I was bored. That's just a persona. Like, that's not who I am. Like, yeah, I put that as a character on YouTube to like gain attention and create drama.
But
I feel
no,
like
I
clicks, but it wasn't good.
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. But yeah, like, no, I understand that because I know your whole spiel or whatever. Like, we're '90s kids, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that shit too. You probably watch Steve Harvey and Martin, fucking all those shows. Like, we know about that good comedy shit that Gen Z not in on. But yeah, like I felt like we was cool back in the day. Like, I would come on your lives. You remember I was on your live and we were cool and shit. And Targeted Tony was trying to come on there and beef with me because I talked about reptilians. And then I told him straight to his face, I was like, "Why the fuck do you care so much? Like, why don't you just talk about your shit and let me talk about mine?" I was saying that shit, And then like when you like said that I speak with him, and all that, I felt like you turned on me, bro. I felt like you like heal and shit.
I probably did. Like, dude, I was being an asshole. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there was a time and period where not only gang stalking was going on, I was like fighting my own demons and shit, and I took it out on you guys. And like, I'm sorry. Like, I used that to benefit by getting clicks and views. So, like, I try to stop doing shit like that.
If you don't mind, I think this is a perfect example. This makes perfect sense. I always thought you guys were more similar than you were different, and it would just make sense that they would use every way they could, maybe technology or whatever, to make sure that you guys were button heads, because that to ensure that the TIs don't come together, to ensure that they don't. So that I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I really feel like we should do like shit like this more often. Like, some of the beef, we need to find like a new way to like make ourselves laugh instead of beefing with each other. Unless it's like Chief Handler, like that guy can get fucking dissed all day. Like,
yeah, that's a good power move, man. You gotta put him in his place so he doesn't feel like he has power over us. You gotta troll the trolls.
I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I said I'm not gonna lie. I thought when I seen your stream and when you started your stream is right when I had a video premiering, and I thought, oh, how convenient. Of course, he's gonna make a live stream to try to make sure that nobody fucking watches my video premiere. That's what I thought at first, but then my stream ended or my premiere ended, and I came over anyway. So.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But these where do these thoughts come from, right? I think.
Yeah. See, and then so what should we blame? Because we all have these suspicious thoughts. Like, I get these suspicious thoughts in my head too, mainly based off of people's behavior that I see or feeling like I'm being watched, when I'm out and about. What do you guys think that is? You guys think that's remote neural monitoring, or you guys think that's you guys think that's artificial?
Eye on the sky.
Or you hold on, I was trying to say one more thing. Or do you guys think that was artificial telepathy? Because nobody talks about artificial telepathy. I think that shit's weird, but it used to be like a huge concept, and a phenomenon in the targeted individuals community, and then people just stopped talking about it. I don't know.
It's a foreign nations AI supercomputer weapon against everybody in the whole country. I think it finds however way it can to get us against each other.
Just like the Baltimore virus.
But see, I like to get into detail about, like, I've heard talk about. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't keep cutting you off,
Sorry, it's probably my bad. I can't fucking focus. But do y'all remember there was some programming going on around the year 2012 where they were talking about that technology was about to reach the event horizon, and there was going to be a singularity event where basically computer technology became more intelligent at learning than humans, right? There guys like Ray Kurzweil, I think at Google, when he's one of the top engineers over there, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, it's coming, but it's like 10 years away." From to think maybe like 20, maybe they actually already finished at the time. Ray Kurzweil and all these futurists were coming out with these predictions about like AI learning, and yeah, actually the computer is going to become more intelligent than you. I would have to be led to believe that it happened in 2012. We crossed the singularity.
I honestly think that they turned whatever on in 2018, 2019. That's just
I mean, that was a big one. That was a big one too. But 2012, you know, that was a big year as well. I mean, but 2018, I think a lot of people started noticing.
Yeah,
I
well,
know.
2012 was the end of the Mayan calendar. It's supposed to symbolize the new age. And then 2020 was supposed to be this major event, 2020. I forget what the conspiracy was, but then that's when COVID hit. So I think what you're talking about I think what you're talking about with the technology, supercomputers, has to do with the Obama Brain Initiative and like Neuralink. And I think that's what's going on with these synchronicities a little bit.
You notice they stopped talking about the singularity all of a sudden.
Yeah. I think they're using
Why after like 2013 did we not hear anything about? I mean, wouldn't this like be the biggest thing ever if a computer could actually communicate with you on a level that's higher than a human and can learn more than a human? Don't you think the news would be going on about this like all the time if it was actually like something they wanted us to know? But I think they did it in more of a covert way, like 10 years ago or so, when they were saying, "Oh, it's coming," but it's 10 years away. Just like they always try to downplay expectations.
They slowed down the drift, right?
Just
Yeah,
like they
I
said
feel
2
like,
weeks to flatten the curve.
Yeah, I feel like DARPA, you know what I'm saying? Like DARPA's been trying to develop AI and a lot of other shit since like the 40s, you know what I'm saying? Like there's old footage of fucking people talking about DARPA and, you know, the experiments they've been doing, and plus the whoever else, you know, does that shit. I know it's mainly DARPA, but
Well, they could even like, maybe they even have the ability to tune the frequency to such a point where it's literally like, you know, that color spectrum that you imagine seeing from back in the 90s when it was this yellow glow and everything was greener and everything was more yellow. And then nowadays it's kind of like, you know, they tune the frequency or the saturation of this frequency color realm we're in. And then it's like by probably 2018 or 2017, they just turned this thing way up and it's becoming more like bright blue, bright white in the sky. And it doesn't have that, you know, feel that the 90s had as far as like the warmth of the sun and that just glow of everything. And there were more insects too, and just people's attitudes about the world.
I agree with you there. Yeah, you definitely made the same observations I did. Does anybody remember like when it was gonna like rain soon and you could see like the thunder cloud and then you'd hear the thunder and all of a sudden the whole sky would be full of like dark clouds, it would rain and then the sun would come back out and the sky would be blue and the sun would be yellow. You remember that shit? You don't see that
normal? No, not too much.
Yeah.
Looking glass technology.
Everything, it's like the spectrum is getting closer to violet. So, you know, you've heard about these things such as the magenta code. And they always bring this up in the media, magenta. Well, maybe if this thing is like some kind of tuning device and the frequencies are getting higher, maybe eventually the sky is going to become magenta right before some sort of big natural event that's planned of some type. Maybe that's what all this is.
Indigo Children. You ever hear of Indigo Children? That's right there before violet, right? Indigo.
That's like another type of star feed or whatever, isn't it?
Well, it's a term that they use to describe kids, starseed kids. Yeah, indigo children or something like that.
Yeah, with like a high level of intuition and stuff like that, certain gifts or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I got a lot of intuition myself. I just sometimes don't always follow it, which is a mistake, obviously. But yeah, it's like I've had moments where I knew some shit was about to go down, and I should have went left, but I went right, and I bumped into some mess, or I bumped into some drama or some shit. You know.
Well, that's the challenge, isn't it? To differentiate between what is the artificial and what is your natural intuition, right? Because it seems like there's definitely two sides of the coin here. Yeah. Like in my own head, I hear my own thoughts.
Yeah. And then on top of, you know what I'm saying, what we go through, like it just is a trip, you know, because I never asked to fucking experience, you know, targeting and gang stalking, which I really feel like we need to come up with a different term for this shit. But I know it'll probably be hard because most people look for, you know, the gang stalking term in the fucking videos. So it's just like, fuck, you know, it's like we're stuck with that. It's really
Strongest Boss. I want to hear your, like, because you don't really get a lot of opportunity to tell someone else your story. I just want to, before that, I want you to, I mean, I don't want to force you to do anything, but if you would look into Cheyenne Air Force Base, because I heard you live by there. I think you said you live by the Cheyenne Mountains, right? Or some shit?
Cheyenne Mountain. Yeah, no, I know there's NORAD. There's NORAD right over here. And
there's a lot of conspiracies about aliens in Colorado. Like there's a lot of people talking about, UFOs, aliens. So
Colorado Springs, right? Sorry to interrupt. Colorado Springs is a big spot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where I live. That's where I live. And yeah, you see a lot of shit in the sky. You see, I've seen orbs in the sky like at night, not a whole lot, but a couple times at night. It was back in like 2012, 13. I saw like some orbs in the sky late at night. I see the chemtrail planes. This is probably like chemtrail fucking city here. And I know not everybody believes in that, but that shit is real. You can go outside and you can see them spraying something over our fucking heads. And then that's like that. That doesn't even.
According to science,
my bad.
When you let out exhaust, right?
No, it's not exhaust. Well, I mean, all right. Some planes, like
I was gonna say that the official fiction is that what's coming out of there is exhaust, and it just hangs up there at a relatively low elevation for like.
It's a byproduct of the fuel, and they consider it water vapor, is what they claim.
Yeah.
And
then there's different types of planes. Yeah.
There's different types of chemtrails, 2 different types. One will sit there and linger forever and spread way out, and one will just disappear like water vapor does.
Yeah, like the normal ones will just disappear. And then there's some like the commercial planes, and then there's other types of planes that they fly over the sky and they don't let out any exhaust. So it's like you can tell there's an agenda behind the planes that let out the exhaust, the chemtrails. And I feel like they're doing something to us. It may, that may be outside of targeting because it's like aimed at the entire general population. So you can't really say, they're targeting me with chemtrails because it's for everybody.
I think they're cutting us off.
It could be part of it though.
Well, the chemtrails, from I'm not gonna act like I know anything. They're definitely real, but I think they're doing like nanotech or whatever. But it's to cool the earth. You notice how long the winter was? Like we were in there was like droughts, those heat waves. Now it's cold all the fucking time. So I think they actually do that. Bill Gates wants to block out.
Yeah, you're right. Bill Gates wants to block out the sun. Yeah, you're right.
Using nanoparticles.
I made a video about that shit. So yeah, you're right. And it's weird because, how can he get away with saying that? That's how much power these people think they have, like Bill Gates and the Rothschild and all that.
Bill Gates doesn't run it. Bill Gates is an actual character.
You think those people are reptilians, the Material Boss? Like that's an actual real conspiracy that all the elites are like reptilian hybrids, or they have the DNA in them and the 13 bloodlines and shit.
Yeah, like I really.
Some of them are wearing masks. I'm sure some of them have supernatural abilities.
I'm not sure if all of them are full-blooded, but you know what I'm saying. Like they seem like something else other than human, 100%. Because it's like how if you look at just ordinary people, let's just take ordinary people for example. How is it that let's just say there's a population of 2 million people, right? I'm just using this as an example, and then you take 1%, out of that 2 million, and then somehow they gain control over everybody else, and they, have all the power and all the wealth. How the fuck does that happen, without some type of divine intervention? Because usually, who the side that's outnumbered loses. See what I'm saying?
Right.
How the fuck does that happen?
I agree that this all seems like biblical, and it seems like somebody had access to some technology or something. They could see the future. They could see what's happening right now, a couple thousand years ago, and they wrote it down in a book. Doesn't it seem like that?
It's all written in stars.
Yeah,
it's all written
way too
like that.
But then they hijacked the book and they altered it and they suppressed some of it, and that's what they do with everything, right? They hijack it and they twist it around, use it as a system of control.
Yeah, they lie only about everything.
I heard the Gnostic textbook is like the real Bible or whatever, because it talks about the demiurge, and like it's a different version of like God and the devil. So like there's the demiurge who's the devil, and then Sophia and like the other whatever beings that were like from the heavenly realm, and they created the demiurge, which like, created the earth, and then like somehow we got trapped down here, some shit.
You listen to
But,
Billy Carson at all? You follow Billy Carson?
Who, me?
Yeah, Billy
I've heard
Carson. You know,
I've heard of him. I might have a long time ago, but it's been a while.
he's a black guy, and he's in the UFO community, I guess you could say. But he's more aligned with ancient scripts, ancient texts, and scriptures. He's saying a lot of really interesting things, and he's he's claiming that to tell the story, the real history of what's been perverted. Check it out if you haven't seen him. Check out,
Yeah, it's
not hard
called,
to
what is
find.
it called? Learn at Your Leisure or something. It's a
No,
big YouTube.
No, his name is Billy Carson.
Yeah, he has his own show though. He has his own where he talks about that shit. It's like a cool ass YouTube channel. I never really watched it. I think it's called like Learn at Your Leisure with Billy Carson.
I'm not sure. I just see him on everybody else's platforms. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he does interviews.
His face is starting to like come up in my head more. Like, is he like an older black dude, like the beard and shit with the hat?
No.
No.
Yeah, he wears like a fez with like symbolism. Like when he's on his show, when he goes on other people's show, he just looks normal. He's like 40. He's a black dude, got a little bit gray in his beard. He wears like this fez with all this like fucking ancient symbolism on.
Yeah.
Like, just look up Billy Carson, you'll find him. But yeah, he's pretty
Looks like
interesting.
a normal modern day black dude. If you just saw him, you wouldn't even realize or think that he would be, what he is. Like just to see him, he doesn't look like somebody that would be in the UFO, subject or whatever. But he followed Zachariah Sitchin and all that shit, and just kind of carried on with that, with the ancient texts and shit.
I might have listened to it because there's a lot of people I used to listen to, and I just completely forgot about them, and then I'll find them, and I'm like, oh shit, how long has it been since I listened to this person? So I probably did. It's just been so fucking long.
He presents it though in an easy to follow way, like, and he's like me or you, he talks off the cuff and talks about this race was banging this race, and they were it's pretty crazy. It's interesting, intriguing what he says, what he talks about.
Yeah, one YouTuber I used to listen to was Secure Team. He would always talk about these UFO videos, and he'd have like photos and shit of like UFO sightings. So it was pretty cool back in the day. Like he first started in like 2008 or something. So I used to fuck with him a lot back then.
I have a question. Does anybody remember Ella Sheba?
Yeah.
I looked for her channel. Is she still on YouTube? What happened to her?
I think she left. There's a lot of people that left and used to make content.
With the last video, do you remember the last video? It's
Not
actually
really.
on my channel. It's attached to the Nerve Gorilla in the Mist video at the end of it because I couldn't get rid of it, so I just said fuck it. And it's her saying that she's been wrong, and it's really, really fucking weird. It's like somebody took over her body, came on and said something, and then she went silent. Nerve Girl made fun of her with that video, actually, and you pointed out the clicks.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she was trying to say that gang stalking was fake in like a symbolic way or some shit, or like it's not what we think it is or something.
Yeah, well, she was saying no, that the military is not our enemy, and it's not something like she suggested that she got inside information. Somebody, kind of briefed her into something, and then she didn't say anything, and she disappeared. I was like, what the fuck? How are you going to do that?
I think she had a mental breakdown. Like if you watch her videos, I'm not saying she's either fake or real, but like it seemed like she was having a mental breakdown. Maybe from
kind of.
Yeah, there's a few other people that left, the community. Anybody remember They Follow Us? Like that guy just disappeared like 3 years ago after talking like all kind of shit about everybody and making videos. And
who's that?
This guy named They Follow Us. You probably never heard of him because you probably remember him Conspiracy, don't you?
Yeah, he used to beef with like me, Brandon, and some other people. He was beefing with everybody.
Yeah, and then he like said fuck everybody and just like disappeared after that last video. Then Targeted Tony left, and
Yeah, has anybody heard anything from him? From Targeted Tony?
Yes, and
I don't
Yes,
know. I don't know. We don't know where the legend of Targeted Taco Bell is.
It just makes
I
you
got that.
wonder, right?
I got that twisted conspiracy.
This is something that's hard to just walk away from and not, you know.
yeah. I mean, when he did that sheriff's tattoo, I don't want to call out perps and things because I don't know. Like he put out a real good testimony too, but I think he had like some type of mental issues though as well. I think it was both. But when he exposed that sheriff's tattoo in his lip, it's like he disappeared after that. I
Yeah,
don't know why he told us that. We would have never knew if he didn't say nothing.
I know. I put that together and said, well, that's convenient. You know, he's got a sheriff tattoo.
Oh no!
Gotta
Like,
give it to Tony, though. He was really had a way with words. He could string a sentence or two together very well. He had a decent vocabulary, and I think the character that he played on YouTube was very convincing for some time for some group of people. But I mean, I don't believe. I just, you can't put faith in a guy that has a sheriff tattoo on the top of his lip.
oh,
What was
you
the
know,
sketch?
you know
What was the-
Targeted Tony as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you were watching Targeted Tony's videos? See, because I thought you just came on like last couple months. I didn't know you've been watching for like the last few years.
No, I
So
said
you
I've
know-
been watching for two years.
Did you ever chat or interact with the community or any videos? No.
There is no community. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, did you have an account? Did you chat? Did you?
Just
Have
people
any-
making videos, but I've known about a large part of this content for like 2 years. But I mean,
I was
there's no
just wondering-
community technically. I mean, it's always been every man for himself. But I mean, technically, I've known about these videos for.
I think there's a community.
So, I mean,
So
like, all right, if you were here like in 2019, 2020, like it kind of was a community even before 2019, like 2018, like it was kind of community. Like people were like more like together and like not. There wasn't a whole lot of drama, some shit, and then shit changed, and then people are just more distant now. There's not that community like vibe. I mean, we kind of had it a little bit in 2021, in 2022, and then Nerve Gorilla kind of killed that. I mean, I'm not gonna blame it all on him, but he definitely showed up and disrupted things.
Yeah, that's when I got here too, right around that same fucking time. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? I just got here. It was.
Yeah, there
Yo,
was
what
a time.
happened to Ti News, man? Patton, what happened to Ti News? Have you talked to him?
Yeah, he's got a different channel, but he's mainly on TikTok, I think now.
Oh, okay.
I don't talk to him that often, but he has a channel on YouTube. It's just has a different name. I think he got tired of openly being attacked, or maybe he was a plan. I don't know.
What
All
about,
I know, he was a master troll. That was funny. Like his trolling was funny. Like this dude had 1 million soccer accounts. That shit was funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually think he still has some troll accounts, because there's troll accounts we don't know who they are that are like Angels Don't Fall. There's one number one simp or something it's called, and it's a picture of angels. So that may or may not be Will. It's hard to say.
I used to like his I used to like his theme song, the theme song to his opener and his lives and shit on Ti News' channel. Like, I like
Dancing cucumber and the fucking alien or the
the
frog.
frog on the bike and shit. Yeah.
Dawn
This is
what
for
about,
from my
what
chosen.
about when Nerve Gorilla flipped his agenda? They gave him some sort of new script. Like one day he was saying stuff that was, somewhat tame, and then the next day every single target is a literal diagnosed schizophrenic. And now he uses that in all his videos. That was a big shift, like overnight. How he was just like told, "Oh yeah, just go out and call them all
He's done that
schizophrenics," because
over and over and over again, though.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm telling you, you may not believe me, but like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, it's pretty kind of crazy to call somebody, like give them a specific medical diagnosis when you don't even know who they are and just give it to it's like blanket, like
And not just
every
that, but,
I believe. What do you mean? I believe you. Everybody.
he's doing that. He's trying to give a fucking a diagnosis when he's not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. So you can't even take the dude serious. And then he even says it. Oh, I'm not a psychologist, but I'm gonna give my opinion. Like, shut up, dude.
Maybe he's a recruiter. Maybe he's a part of the recruitment team.
What if what if you gave a medical diagnosis to everybody you didn't like in a certain group and literally say like, oh, you have kidney disease.
Right.
Yeah, just say they all have this or they all have a brain tumor. I don't know. It's just it's a little bit sketchy. I mean, if he called one or two or a few of them schizophrenic, but now it's like, it's literally part of his script at the top of the page. Always remember, call them always
not a tumor.
schizophrenic.
It's not a tumor.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the guy's dealing with a little midlife crisis issue, and he's got some fucking extreme case of OCD because he is obsessed with the TI community. That's all I'm gonna say. Him and Chief Handler.
Yeah, I pointed out how it's clear. It's clear, like red flags, mentally unstable behavior, and he doesn't ever acknowledge that, or
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem like a normal person. It seems like a script.
And then let me point out real quick. I'm sorry. Let me get it straight. Chief Handler's got ED. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
just so everybody.
Yeah. Listen, we should. I feel bad for him. Stop taking the steroids, and maybe it'll come back up.
Yeah. My man packing a small park.
My sympathy goes out to his wife.
What'd you say?
I said my sympathy goes out to his wife. I'm single. By the way.
Don't you think that he's commenting on probably 50 plus channels a day because he literally times it out through the entire day, filtered last hour, gang stalking, he'll go right to that video.
He'll attack brand new targets.
Sorry, good.
He'll attack brand new targets, and one of the things I noticed about Chief Handler is to reinforce that like gang stalking is happening. When you first post, you see a guy named Chief Handler, and you're like, oh shit, that's a gang stalker. So I know he is gang stalking, but he bothered to look like one or something.
Yeah, but think about how much time this consumes. You not only have to keep up with the new ones, you got to be refreshing that thing every 30 minutes, but you got to keep up with the list of 500 guys making regular content. And any of those that haven't blocked it yet, he has to go to that channel and comment and interact.
Is he possibly a bot?
I'm asking the question, do you think a human even has enough time to do that? Come to think of it.
Right. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's a combination. Maybe they have a Chief Handler bot, and maybe it's an account that they all use whenever they feel like it. They have, they can log in and be Chief Handler. Anybody can be Chief Handler. It works for the NSA.
His script is that he's the everything successful in life: tall, rich, high IQ, hot smoking wife, 6'5", high school starting quarterback for some very community.
I question the high IQ. The high IQ. I've never seen the high IQ part of it.
He said his son is already worth $500,000 because he's not a fucking dumbass like T.I.'s. According to him, this is the story.
Sounds like a stupid person to admit that online to anybody.
He said he has $1 million just in his IRA. He grosses $250,000 a year. And honestly, here's the problem with that $250K figure. It's really not all that impressive given modern inflation. So I think it's like some sort of fucking retarded Indian bots that are running on 2022 scripts because his income to be impressive, he should just go ahead and say, I make as much as the president. I make $400,000, $500,000 a year. But he's going with $250K. I mean, are we talking pre-pandemic levels of wealth? Because he's like, oh, I can do whatever I want. And I can support a family of 10 with 2.
You know how you get those Chinese products and you read the instructions and they're always worded so weird and misspellings all through it. And it's like hard to even understand what the hell they were trying to say. And you don't understand how the hell they've screwed that up because the Chinese people are supposed to be intelligent, right? Now they can't just come up with an easy translator. That's how I look at Chief Handler. Like it's a Asian person that can't speak English sitting there saying stupid stuff to people.
And he does make
Just sound
grammatical errors. And whenever he does make these big, kind of like pretty bad grammatical errors, he doesn't go back and correct them, even though he'll be like, "Oh, I just made this complete bullshit sentence full of shit grammar." And then right below it, he'll say, "I have scored 138 on the Well-Burton IQ exam, certified by the Cambridge Academy of Royals," or some bullshit certification.
That's
This
not
is a
even-
big script.
138 is high, but that's you know, you should brag when it's like 140, 150. Like, there's a lot of
Well,
people.
I guess they could. I mean,
136 or something.
okay.
Not
But
that
don't you
smart.
think if they said 150s, that's a little bit kind of harder to believe? Don't you think when he says 138, it's in the realm of possibility?
he's lying. That's what I'm saying. He's lying. Like, who would brag about that? It's still good, but it's like you don't brag about that. Your IQ's too
Okay,
high.
so who would brag about 138, but who's going to brag about
liar.
250K?
Liar.
According to
A liar
Fantasy 8
would.
in this economy. He's
liar.
like talking about 250K like it's extreme wealth these days, but after taxes and everything, like that they try to steal from you, I mean, it's really not like, I mean, we've had like crazy inflation just since
You
2018.
think
So.
he'd be able to afford something to fix his problem, right? Don't they have medication for erectile dysfunction? And,
He says he's on psych meds.
well, psych meds are supposed to help you in your lobotomy. They're supposed to they prescribe Xanax shit to people
Oh, yeah.
to improve their sex life. And
Oh yeah, you know what that is? That's some stupid script the intelligence services are running. That's a script. It's like, oh yeah, I was unhinged at one time. I could have acted out and did what that guy did on the news, but I took my Wellburton or whatever it is, the psych med
Wellbutrin.
that he takes,
Wellbutrin.
Wellbutrin or whatever. Yeah,
It's
okay.
like
So he says he
prisoners in
takes
jail.
the psych med. He's like, and then one day I swear he was going on this fucking crazy rant where he's like, "You all have hearts. You are people too. We all fall off the wagon sometimes, but we all deserve to be loved. Psych meds can save you. Please, I beg of you. At the last minute, please take them. Take the psych meds and hand over all your rights. And don't care about the side effects that include frying a fucking hole in your brain."
That's why I think Abe is actually I think Abe is an agent because he's really pushing the med thing, and he refuses to accept the possibility that it's just him and that not all TIs are mentally ill, which it totally invalidates anybody's claims of gang stalking if you accept that we're all mentally ill. Like what smart, intelligent TI would do that?
Lest we forget, Abe is Nerve Gorilla's #1 favorite person to respond to of anybody of all time on this.
But you don't think Abe had, let's say Abe was hypothetically real, you don't think he had mental issues? Like, I'm not saying he's like schizophrenic, but like his outburst and like he filmed a video of an electric pole. I understand you get confused in targeting, but it's like you couldn't tell him that electric pole wasn't a fucking directed energy when I see those all over the place.
He could be a good actor.
Yeah.
If you were literally to look at their script, like what they have to, the first page of what they have to go over every day is lolcow, schizophrenic, incel, broke, mentally ill. I fucking forget all. I mean, they literally have this fucking playbook out. It's like, take your meds.
Virginia, you crack me up.
Yeah, all I know is that the guy's got balls to come on here and fucking say what he said, and admit that he decided to go the route of medication. Like, I give him fucking props just for even deciding to come on a live stream and say that shit.
Yeah, but what about the optics?
I don't call it. I don't say balls. I think it's a lack of brains.
Well, I mean, he's got balls because obviously, he's going to lose credibility, within the TI community, because that's one thing that you'll hear all TI say is, they want to get you on medication. That's the theme of fucking the gang stalking program, is they do this shit to try to fuck with us so we'll go get medication.
Yeah.
So if he comes on here and says oh, I got the medication and it's helping and it's stopping my targeting to a degree, then it's like everybody's gonna look at him like, what the fuck, like this dude done flipped.
Yeah. Or he just ran out of stuff to
But,
content to
but even if you believe,
push.
even if you believe what he's saying is true, it's still fucking terrible optics. Anybody from the outside looking in would say, well, yeah, he's a fucking mental patient. And of course, he's exhibiting symptoms despite the dosage of Wellburton, whatever bullshit psych med he's on, or SSI, or, whatever he's taking that day. Like, to the outside observer, it's like, yeah, the optics suck.
Yeah,
But how many views is he getting for it to be that effective? It's not like he has this big platform. He's deleting his channel. He hides videos. So like, when he just keep
Doesn't
his
matter.
videos,
He made an impression. They can be as small as they want to be or as big as they want to be, as far as I'm concerned.
For some reason,
I
one of
mean,
his
like-
videos recently, I just looked and it got like 1,300 views. Just one particular video that he made, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. He's wearing like a multicolored hoodie sitting there, and it's actually I actually thought it was a good video because he's actually talking about different tactics that happened, throughout the last few years, and it seemed really natural to me. So that's why I go back and forth. But that one video got a whole bunch of views. So
Yeah,
all they
how
really
does that
need is a couple thousand views. Of course, if you type in gang stalking into YouTube, you'll get the Vice will be first, and then one of these doctors talking about one of the people that did the mass bang bang and stuff. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's mentally ill," and I'm gonna go over his diagnosis and why it was never treated and why it led to this psyop. Yeah, that's what it'll be. And I mean, like, if you go into the fucking search results, it's all bullshit that has to do with mental health.
here's my opinion. Like, I don't know if Abe is real or not. He's shown that he's a perp sometimes, in my opinion. But if he was running an operation, wouldn't they keep his channel up? Why would he delete his channel, take his videos down? They would keep it up so you would search for gang stalking and see Abe. He's a white dude that's
more
intelligent.
censorship, the more.
Not.
Well, I mean, it does give people
it's damaging for their narrative.
It gives him credibility. He has a rallying call now. He's been censored. It can work both ways. I mean,
if his channel reached a point where they look at the whole thing and say, okay, this is more damaging than it is helping our narrative, I think that would be enough for them to say, no, pull it, delete your channel, right?
But if he's controlled opposition, why would he put out anything that would make him look bad? Like, if this is a big operation, like, that's why I mean, again, I don't know if he's real or fake, but again, like, I feel like they would keep the videos up because he would get more subs, more views, and it would give him more credibility. I mean, the dude was having people like call his work and shit. Like, that was real, I believe. I mean, there was people trolling the shit out of him. So if this is all like,
I agree.
They would just keep the channel.
I agree. That's where it goes right back to the mind control shit. You know what I mean? Where it seems like they have the ability to just kind of control certain people more than others.
Yeah, I feel like I was a victim of that on my last channel. Like, some of that content is just like, it was like the funny content and shit. Like, I felt like I was being mind controlled to do that shit.
Yeah, me too. There's certain things where I can't stop thinking about something if I want to, if I try, I agree 100%. Well, Neuralink, we know Neuralink, they proved it. They've coming out and openly, admitted that technology's there, right? They put a chip in somebody's head and they can think the type and all that. So that proves that they can transmit data wirelessly from one point into somebody's brain, right? So that proves pretty much, like, that is astounding. That, I don't know why there's not more attention on that. You know what I mean? Because that proves everything that we've been saying. It proves remote neural monitoring and all that shit, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, the technology is so new. Like, it's really hard to get a grasp on it. Like, if there was a mind control fucking 5G tower or whatever they're using, like, it would be so hard to prove it. All you can do is point at a couple patents.
Well, it's a pretty big classified wall that we can't get through, between society and DARPA and what the military has. is a vast difference. You know what I mean?
Yes,
They
sir.
let us have their toys like what, 15, 20 years later.
Pretty much.
So,
That's what I think game stalking is. I think it's a combination of a lot of shit.
yeah,
Like I do
putting
believe
minds,
that could be aliens or something involved. I've seen UFOs. Like before this kicked off, I had a black triangle UFO. So I mean, I think it's mostly like law enforcement and people at the lower level, but I think it's part of a giant agenda. Like
Okay,
and
how about this? How about the
uh,
5G towers that nobody ever saw them really constructing, but just somehow magically popped up overnight during the
pandemic.
lockdowns and March, April?
somebody had to construct them.
yeah, they
No,
keep
but
putting.
I'm
They,
saying,
they,
but
they,
nobody. I mean, yeah, there might have been a couple people that saw them installing a 5 grams tower outside of Walmart or some shit like that. But I'm saying you could literally go down the highway. There are just these accounts of people in the rural areas, and you'll see up on a hillside with a lot of greenery, just a big 5 grams tower pop up overnight. And some people were reporting at the time that there were giant military grade Chinook helicopters in the night, and it sounded like they were basically dropping off these things out in the field. And
Well,
yeah, I mean, there's so many.
private industry and the corporations that run the mobile industry, the cellular industry, I think they're probably just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the military and the governments, because they have more money invested in the mobile technology and the 5G than they've ever invested in anything. So it can't fail. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
that's like,
I
you
mean,
guys
let's not.
like a few years ago, like back in 20, I think it was right as the pandemic was hitting, or like a month into it, or something like that. But do you guys remember when people found out they were putting up more 5G towers right as the pandemic was starting, and a lot of people were fucking burning down the towers over in UK and certain other places. And
yeah,
I wonder if that was an agenda to get people to fucking act crazy. You know what I mean? Like they put some type of frequency out, to get people to do shit like that so they can call people who talk against the 5G towers crazy.
or just to get
I can definitely.
society to attack the people that they want to put down, right? Because everybody has cell phones. Everybody would be pretty pissed if they're fucking with their towers, right?
I think they're definitely amped something up because it feels a lot more. You can't just go throughout the day probably anymore as like even keel and just I'm okay with it. There's a little bit of tension in the air ever since pretty much 2020. So
Yeah,
I just think, hey, if you whether you're targeted or not, at the end of the day, everybody's exposed to these frequencies. We're all getting irradiated in one form or another. So
I really think we're all targeted. It's just that the smarter people that have figured it out and noticed it are, get it way more. And that's it. Everybody's
Yeah.
targeted. If you wake up tomorrow and you decide that targeting's happening, it's real, and you start telling people, I guarantee you start getting followed around and you get all the tactics, guaranteed.
Or
I
if you
mean,
just
what do they say? I mean, when you first find out, especially apparently, they have to go overt and make it obvious, I guess.
Yeah, that was weird for me when that happened.
Real quick, guys. Real quick. My phone's dying, so I'm gonna end this at 3:45. So I'll give you guys about like 8 more minutes. You guys can just say your final words, but I just want to give you a warning that my phone might die.
Right on. I just want to say, Donovan, you're a retard, and that's it. So go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Well,
what is the issue between you guys?
Donovan is clearly I think he's a paid federal perp, or he's a narc. He's one of these people that they they make him say and do stuff, or he's just a really what's the word that they use? Cringe clout chaser.
He's a troll. He's just a troll. I don't think he's a perp. He's just trolling people.
Well, he's
He
pretty
sometimes
cringy.
documents targeting.
Yeah, he's never trolled me, so personally I don't have, a problem with you. Like I wait for a person to come for me and then I come for them. I've said this before, that's how I've always been. So but I also wanted to add this. I do believe that, what I'm saying, like the CIA, the FBI, the NSA, like they could have some involvement in, the targeted individual's experience. You know, I believe that the Freemasons could be in on it, but I believe that they're just puppets. They're lower level. Whoever the Illuminati is, they're the motherfuckers at the top of the pyramid, and the Masons and the CIA and all that, and the police, they're all at the fucking lower level with us. It just seems like that they're higher than us because they make more money. They're in this position. They're in a seat. It looks like they're higher than us because they got some authority. You know what I'm saying? But they're fucking way below the Illuminati, whoever they are. That's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
it's compartmentalized, that's for sure.
Certain things in gang stalking, it's just like you can't explain by like a cop with a walkie-talkie or someone tracking you. Like there's some shit that's just it's not too much of it, but there is shit like the synchronicities and like the things I see, what I believe are the license plates and shit. I don't know if it's supercomputers or what the fuck. It could be anything, but I think it's instant perps than gang stalkers.
Dude, I'm so glad you mentioned the supercomputer because I wanted to touch up on that since we still got like 4 minutes or whatever. So like we need to start talking more about where the supercomputer is and like do you think it's simulation? Do you think Earth is a simulation and the Earth is being simulated from like another realm and that's the supercomputer, or do you think it's like a supercomputer created by the FBI or DARPA or whatever?
Well, did you hear about the project that they suggested? They proposed about building like this island compound to basically run the world off of from, like a continuity of government thing. It's a mobile fucking.
Oh
Like-
shit, that's in the Bible.
Really? Look into it.
There's
It's
like-
hard to find. It's hard to find. I don't remember what they call it, but there's absolutely plans out for that, and it's crazy.
Have,
Well,
have you seen
I know
their-
they got CERN. You know, CERN's been around for like years. It's supposedly a real thing that they
Yeah.
can break into dimensions and shit with. They got another thing. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but it's like CERN. It's some other shit.
The Large Hadron Collider.
Well,
There's
I
actually
mean-
a few of them in the world, but
I mean, all that stuff could just be a diversion.
well,
Unless you can actually go
2012
into the labs and independently verify, it's kind of hard to say exactly what they have. But one day, I mean, maybe people can go in and independently verify. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just saying, like HARP or CERN and all this stuff, like it sometimes just exists on the screen. Like it could really like we don't.
CERN. There's something to do with 2012 in CERN, and look into that. You'll be interested in what you find.
Well, I'm saying it could have been something, but I'm not sure there is actually this giant particle accelerator. I mean, because all we ever get from that is what we hear through the media, and that's not completely trustworthy or evidence.
I believe it exists. They've had videos of walking through it and everything else. I mean, that'd be a lot.
I mean,
big fetch or
they
broad
have-
stretch. I think
yeah.
they set all that up just to.
Well,
You
they've
know what I mean?
shown CGI and they've shown real footage of people standing next to big tubes, but that doesn't prove it necessarily exists. Big
There's
tubes and
people that work
CGI
there.
tubes. I know, but can we? From what I understand, you can't get within a few miles of the actual facility, and you can't most certainly go down and check out the equipment. It's not like as far as I understand, it's not some sort of like museum or something. They're doing important classified stuff, and they don't want anybody close to it. So
Well, go research and let me know whenever you can't find anymore. I guarantee you keep finding all kinds of evidence of when they built it, of who was involved, and I bet you find so much evidence that you won't be able to say that anymore.
The person that created CERN, this is from Nerve Gorilla, so you know it's fact, right? The person that worked at CERN created the internet. So I wonder if that all ties in, like CERN opening portals, the internet, brain-computer interface thing.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
see, I could see that being a thing, but I don't know if they're doing it the way they say through like mainstream technology, like or mainstream science with the particles. I mean, who knows what they're actually doing?
What I know about humans, I know they put out disinformation, but with human ingenuity, like a bunch of humans get together and they're smart and they're building these big colliders and shit with all this expensive equipment. Like they know what the fuck they're doing. They're not just doing that to like trick us. Like they're doing something that's really advanced.
They're
They
slamming
dedicated a lot
particles
of
together at light speed to try to recreate the big boom so that they can understand the mysteries of the universe they haven't figured out yet. I mean, they tell you what they're doing.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think
they've already
Nerve
figured
must
out.
know a lot more. Nerve knows so much though because he's basically giving all this cryptic information out about like, oh yeah, like who had ever heard that CERN, the guy that ran CERN like 30 years ago, created the internet? Did anybody hear that in any videos ever? I never. I've watched tons of these conspiracy videos.
Research it.
I just said I've watched tons of these conspiracy videos.
Well, that's
and I've never heard.
Look into what he said. I bet you. I'm sure you can find.
Well, I don't remember if they said it. I don't remember.
He doesn't really.
But I mean, that would be a pretty big deal. Like,
he doesn't risk saying wrong stuff too often. I'll say that.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying it's like cryptic.
Okay.
Well, hey, that's why we speculate, because we really don't know what is going on 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's good to incorporate all these different things that we've brought up, different topics.
It is good to question shit.
And I also wanted to say that facility that you guys were talking about just a minute ago or whatever, that shit reminds me of Area 51, because if you try to go over there, they'll arrest you or shoot you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want nobody over there. And that also, right. I think the same thing goes for what's those places you talked about, conspiracy fusion centers. I think if you try to go to one of those, they'll like arrest you or shoot you and shit like that. So they're hiding.
I gotta say this real quick. The restaurant right across from the police station in Patton here is some weird Durka doctor. He employed felons whenever he remodeled it and opened it up. The name of the fucking restaurant is Fusion Bar and Grill. I don't think that's a fucking coincidence. Just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, they got some fucking cat meat in the fucking sub for you.
Yeah, the guy that opened it up, I think it's a front for shit, you know. Fusion Bar and Grill.
What about if you look at the layout of these cities, they're basically building all cities the same way now. So it's configured in this way where you'll have giant 5G towers. You'll have an Outback Steakhouse, attached to a mall. Then you'll have a mattress firm a half mile down the street and another mattress firm 3/4 of a mile down the street. So what's even going on here? Like, all these cities are configured in the same way. They'll have mattress firm on one side of the street and sleep outfitters on the opposite side.
There's a lot of people that don't need beds.
I know, but then what do you think about there being like two mattress firms?
And then you're gonna have lots of car dealerships, and you're gonna have lots of grocery stores. It's just, I don't know. I think that's just normal to me.
How much battery power you got left?
You guys can keep talking for a little bit.
All right, I was just double checking because I think it's been like 7 minutes or something.
I think it's dangerous to think that everything is a psyop. That's what I'm gonna say. That I think it's dangerous to think everything's just a psyop. It's hard to come back from that. You know?
Yeah, not everything's a psyop or an operation or whatever.
No.
Sometimes it's just shit happening and you can't really explain it. You can try to put it in words, but it's like there's more shit on top of that which we already talked about.
Everything's a psyop is a psyop.
It is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, on this specific issue, that is very strange that there'd be a mattress firm like within a 1/4 mile of each other.
Sorry.
Okay, I get it. It's a high, whatever. Okay, let's just pretend it's the busiest intersection ever, part of town. Do you ever?
I didn't mean to laugh.
Really?
I didn't mean to laugh at you. I just couldn't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What are you insinuating by the mattress thing? You think one of them is a front for something? Like, what do you? Because sometimes people just.
It's 100% a front mattress firm. I mean, come on, like they're right next to each other. And I never even see anybody in there, but apparently they need two right next to each other. Who knows? I mean, it could be transmitting the signal from there.
They got Starbucks next to each other all over the place, don't they?
Okay, but that's one of the most. Do you not see the difference between
lots of people drink coffee
and Starbucks? Yeah, but no. Sometimes people are going to these stupid Starbucks and McDonald's 2-3 times a day if they're crazy. Like,
lots of people buy mattresses. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody just goes out all the time and throws down like $1,000 on a mattress.
If the mattress firm was a front, like, what do you think it is? Like, do you think it has to do with gang stalking? Like, I don't understand what you mean by that, because it's obviously like a dumb business move, but like that shit does happen. Like they'll put a McDonald's a couple feet away from another McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, and I've seen that. It's in a busy area that has people going in and out of there like almost every day. And like I've always seen these fucking mattress stores, and I've never seen one person ever
they
inside
deliver
there.
the mattress to your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't think people would want to go there and check it out? I mean, and test it out. Don't people do that? Like,
They do.
I don't know. I want to know what I'm sleeping on before I get it.
Right. What do? You go to a mattress store and test it out?
Okay, so I'm gonna go on the internet, order a mattress, and not even try it out.
No, they do go to the store. I'm
What are we
saying I don't
talking
understand why you
Not
think
on
there's
mine,
nobody
but-
going to the stores.
But you just said they deliver it. That's why you don't see people there. But I've never seen anybody in there anyways, testing out mattresses, shopping.
How often do you go in there? I mean,
I drive by
Yeah,
it all the
you would have to like watch one of those places for a long time to like determine like how many people is coming and going.
yeah.
time.
You might
Guess
be
it's
onto
just-
something there. You might be onto something. Stay with it and document shit and get back to us. Let us know what you find out.
I just told you what it is. There's like a sleep outfitter, and then across the street there's a mattress firm, and then you walk 1,000 feet down the street, and there's another mattress firm across the street from an outlet.
Okay, we'll get a camera on, sit outside, and then if you could say they sat there all day, nobody ever went in or out. I don't know.
Hey, you might be onto something. I mean,
I mean, it's not the biggest issue in the world, but yeah.
I'm about to wrap this shit up, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in. I feel like we should do more of these to like build the community back. These are good live streams. Like other people could do it, not me, because I'm not gonna be able to do this shit again, really. But I do appreciate you guys coming in. You guys got any final words?
Thank you for doing the stream. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. I'm glad we hashed everything out. I feel like this is how we solve like TI beefs and problems like, oh, who's real or who fake. I don't think anyone is fake in here because I talked to you, just like how Nerve Gorilla says, but not on his hacker link. But I'll wrap that shit up, guys. Appreciate you coming in again. Do this shit soon.
We definitely should have did this like a year ago or something, man. But I mean, hey, better late than never, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. Have a good night.
Be-